Yes, yes, yes. We are late, but that's okay. You're listening to the Wind Down Podcast on WMB1 Radio. I'm your host, B. Carter. I'm here with my co-host, J9, in the house from a hot
Hey,
Sunday afternoon, Sunday fun day. What is going on, girl?
listen, Sunday Funday to the next level. I know you see the
Yeah,
burn and the
I see it.
sunglasses on my
Ben,
face.
you and Ben coming in all shining and glistening all
Listen,
over your body
mm-hmm.
up in that sun.
Yo, it was gorgeous out
What did you do?
today.
What was going on?
So we got the memos like yesterday.
Yeah,
Do you want to take a boat ride? We're gonna go somewhere
yeah.
out of Fathoms, like in
Ooh,
Fairhaven there, where
yeah,
the bridge
yeah,
is there.
yeah,
That annoys all of us when
yeah,
it goes up and we're stuck in traffic.
yeah,
But yeah, so we jumped. We said we're all for it. We went there to Fathoms.
yeah.
Took the boat out to I don't even know what beach we were at. Private beach.
Mm,
At least 100 boats. I'll
yeah.
post photos.
Wasn't it
Docked
like a
up.
Cape Cod Aquapalooza or something like that was going on?
Listen, was there? Tell me
I
about
think
it.
that's what it was. I saw online something about that. I know they had the
Maybe
Rhode
on the
Island
maybe
one.
yesterday, but I did not catch that
Yeah.
because I might have not caught you if we caught that. Our day was chill. And then we went to Cuddy Hunk. It's the
Yeah,
smallest
Cuddy Hunk.
town
Yep, I
in
know of it.
Massachusetts. You have to
Yep,
take a boat to get there.
yep, yep.
There's like 5 year-round residents, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know I won't give you all the stats, but yeah, it was a
Oh,
beautiful day.
sounds like a good day.
Yes.
Plus, this
Ice
weekend was
Cube.
the feast. Did you guys even try to feast?
I didn't. Did you go?
I actually didn't until this afternoon
Yeah.
because I wanted to go. I went with my family to go see the parade, which is nice.
Yeah.
The parade, they have a night. They do it big, man. Like the feast, they make money.
Did you eat?
I
No.
did, but no, what's upset me about the feast.
Yeah.
The options to eat. There's not many options to eat. They have your linguiça burgers, your bafana, not is it bafana, whatever you call it. They
Mm-hmm.
have and hot dogs and hamburgers. But if you want to drink, they got all kinds of
There's
selections.
options.
There's options where that's why I feel like I think that as much money the feast is making, this is my own critique. I think you should have more options to eat.
I agree with that.
Especially if you're gonna. Yep.
But you got to
The
BY.
pit. Yeah, you're right.
What is it? BYOF. Bring your own food,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you can cook it in the
On yeah,
back.
the pit is good. That's
But
yeah. But
yes,
how many people is on there? At one time, and
you have
but
to be prepared,
yeah,
and
the
you have
people
to be
come with their
patient.
their seasonings and they're putting beer on it, and they're doing it big. You know how Portuguese people
Yes,
cook.
yes.
Yeah,
So the
but
food is so good.
yeah, the parade was nice. They had a lot of interesting people in there. A bunch of like Miss Massachusetts, Miss Fall River,
Yeah.
the different dancing teams. The committee that runs the Portuguese feast is a big committee that does you see.
Huge,
I
right?
mean, they do it real big, and you look in it, like I like looking at the whole how it's organized. Now you got medical detectives. With it's sad that you got to get to that
Do
point to
they?
have that. Yeah, you had medical detectives to walk in, be right before you
Yeah.
walk in.
Yeah.
They search you, which is sad. You got to do that, but this is the times we're living in. Um, the ticket, the way they have the ticket machines, and it's a good way
Hmm.
to make sure they're gonna get their money, keep track of the money,
Yeah.
where you don't have people maybe want to take a little piece
Take a
off or
little,
something
yeah.
like that. So it's
8
well
Madeira
organized.
wines.
Yeah, I was told. I remember. I'm not gonna tell who told me,
Yeah.
but I was told like he was working a detail, and he just so happened like he had a detail where he walked the money to the other side of the park, so they had like a cop detail.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Yo, man," he was like, "How much is in that bag?" It was for the night, and this was the first night, Thursday night. It was $880,000.
What?
That's one night.
What?
That's one.
Whoa.
So they got to make at least around 4 million, maybe over that,
What?
just for the weekend.
That is
That's a
bang.
lot of money. Good for them,
And
though.
good for them for sure. And don't they have small fees too? Like
Hmm. Yeah, the little
monthly or
the
weekly. They
yeah,
have
the
the
little
small
yeah.
ones. Yeah.
But this is the big one where they make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking around. Look, I'm looking at the staging, the stages upgrades. Even their center, their offices. If you like, I don't know. I'm just looking
Nah,
around,
yeah.
and they have all these solar panels on top of the roof.
Yep.
It's like,
Yep.
oh yeah, they're making money.
They're
They had
doing
this
it.
like tree garden where you have shade. There's a whole when you go past where you grill the beef. There's a whole even further, and I never been. I don't know how long that's been there, but I never been back there. That there's another
It's
small stage and another bar and picnic tables that
Yep.
families
I've
can sit
definitely
at.
been back there. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm like, I was like, this whole system, BK Burners need to step up,
Yeah, we
man.
do. We
We
do.
do.
We need to
We
get
really do.
along and
Yes.
upgrade,
And that's what it
right?
is. They all work together for the
Mm-hmm.
the greater part.
Yeah. Spreading their culture too. It's
I want to
beautiful.
I want to also, like, because I just want to just small talk real quick before we get to
Yes.
our guest. Do I know someone that want to contribute to a backpack drive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the whole foundation, this is what they do. They assign you a child, and the child can request things that they want. All right, and the foundation will email you what the child wants. Do you know this child? And the audacity for this foundation to even email this request. This child asked for a Nike backpack, not a backpack, a Nike one, a calculator. I don't know the name of it. That is worth $100, and Air Jordans.
No.
I
No.
told this person, I was, don't you dare, don't you
I've never
dare.
even heard of some. That sounds like a Christmas wish list for
Yes.
an orphanage.
What
Like, what are you talking about right now? For a backpack?
for a it was
You
supposed to
do
be a
like a
backpack.
scientific calendar. I
Yep.
mean, calculator,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which is like what? $15, $20
Yeah.
max.
Max.
Right? But it's a scientific
Yeah.
calculator that they
Mm-hmm.
can use for everything.
Yep.
I have never in my life heard of that.
Weird. I said, but that tells me about the foundation,
So
not
what
of the
was you like?
child.
Exactly.
The child,
Exactly.
it tells me a lot about the parent.
Facts,
I'm not
facts.
going to blame the child, but also it tells me about the foundation where you actually thought it was okay to email this person when this
Yes.
person going to spend their hard-earned money to give. You know,
Is it, and what are you showing the child
that
that they need,
that's my point.
their pencils in their bag and all that, or that they need to have a name brand?
Yup, that's my point. It's what are we cheating these children?
So you got two Nike bags
This is
and
what I'm
this is
thinking.
Jordan 4s. What'd you do?
This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking
How
the
do you even
foundation
take
is
that?
literally because you would think the foundation, knowing that people are doing it out of the kindness of their heart, they're not going to do outlandish requests,
Is
right?
this a family
But
nation or a
it's supposed to be a
foundation?
big foundation. This is in
Yeah.
Boston. You know what I'm saying? So what happens? What I feel like happens is that they probably, you might have these people with so much empathy. I'm going to do it anyway,
Yeah.
and they're going to nitpick what they want for themselves before they give it to the people that's really in need. If these people are really in need, so it's like it puts my distrust in the certain foundations or foundations in general, where you know I just rather just the money I'm going to spend on this one child, what he's requesting, I could probably take
Oh,
care of 10 to 20
at
kids
least.
with a backpack, school supplies, and what it's for.
At least.
You know?
That is unbelievable. I'm like, Jesus, who
Yeah,
even asked that comfortably?
yeah. I don't blame the child. The child probably doesn't even know better because he just got bad parents.
You'll see all these sneakers on eBay. Like
Yeah,
make a crazy come up. Go buy backpacks at job, like backpacks that actually are going to work and
Yeah.
be. I have never heard of
crazy,
that.
crazy. So I don't know.
They don't want to be safe.
Another thing I wanna
Wow.
I wanted to discuss with you off here, but I want a little just on here just to let you know what's available.
Yeah.
There's a person named Marcy DePina. She's a Cape Verdean woman who lives out in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to the Breakfast Club,
Yeah.
and just doing my little broadcast routine throughout the week.
Yeah.
And a commercial came on, and she's from New Bedford, who I went to high school with. And a commercial came on between the segments of the Breakfast Club, and she actually has developed a docu series that's on iHeart
Mm-hmm.
that they're promoting on the Best Breakfast Club podcast,
Oh wow.
and it's about I don't I don't know if you heard of Big Daddy Grace, the Grace
I
Church.
haven't. Tell me about it.
He was a preacher. I mean, the best soul food you could get in New Bedford, go to Daddy Grace's church.
Yeah.
It's right on I want to say it's
What was
Mill
his?
Street. The Mill Street side is between Mill and Cottage.
Okay.
No, not Cottage, Mill and Kempton. Um, and Daddy Grace Church is only open on the weekends. The best soul food you're gonna
I
get.
know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so there's a big
But I
thing.
didn't.
There's
So
there's a big story about Daddy Grace. That was his church. And so her family's actually related to him, and she did a docu series on him.
yeah.
So I reached out to her because I went to high school with her, and she agreed to come on the wind down. And talk about, yeah, she
Really?
wrote a book and everything like
That's
that. So I'm excited
wonderful.
with that. I got to get in contact with her. We're gonna lock down a date tomorrow. Like,
So is that the space you say it's between Kempton and Mill?
yeah. So you had the church. Where United Front Homes is.
Yeah. So this
So on the
if
Kempton
you're
Street
on
side.
Mill, right, and the school's over there,
So
it's
you're
up
on Mill
it's
Street.
on the left.
Yeah, so you go on Mill Street, you got the school on the right hand side,
Yeah.
that private Catholic
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
You keep on going further down, there's a church on your left hand side,
Yeah.
right after the NAWCP.
Yes.
That's Daddy Grace Church. That's the soul food place
Okay.
right there on the Mill Street side.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's the soul food, the macaroni and cheese. Oh,
See, I never
so
pulled up.
good.
My dad lives on Mill.
Oh yeah,
So that's why I know exactly what you're
All right,
talking about,
yeah.
but I've never
Yeah,
pulled in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you go in there, there's a big picture of Daddy Grace.
Yeah.
And it's a big story of, like, I don't know I know there's a big story. I don't know exactly what the story is, but I know there's a big story because I remember them talking about it with a kid. I just know the details.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna obviously listen to it, and I think that she should come on the show and create traffic
That'd be
to
awesome.
her docu series. And it gave me an inspiration to create a docu series.
Absolutely. And not even that. We're in New Bedford.
Yes.
The history, just there's other things on that street too,
Yes.
near that school. So just
Yes.
the history in this area is beautiful.
Yeah.
And
So if anybody's listening, anybody watching on Facebook Live, go to iHeartRadio, or go to her page, and Instagram, Master Depina. It's in her homepage. The link to this Daddy Grace, is an audio documentary, and that she put together. So it's part of the history of New Bedford, and it's nice to see someone from New Bedford doing things like that and
absolutely.
telling New Bedford stories.
Yeah.
And I think I want to do that. I was speaking to Ace yesterday.
43 degree
43 degrees, Pine Up, my
films.
man, 43 degrees. And Ben messed with the camera right now.
Mm.
Adjust the camera.
Oh yeah.
There you go, man.
It's like 43 degrees.
Yeah.
Mr.
So I want to create a
So-
docuseries
Yeah.
myself, and I don't know nothing about it. I just have this idea. I got this thing. So him and I had a long conversation
So
about this docuseries that I'm excited to I want to add, and also it might help having content on the WMB1 radio or something. It's just something that I'm
Absolutely.
coming up right now. It's just an idea
do it.
that
And
I'm just trying to
Ace,
get people that are in that space that have that education, so it can educate you on things I obviously don't know,
yeah.
as far as sound and editing and how I should go about it. And he gave me a lot of good advice that I'm gonna take, and hopefully him and I can work together to develop this. It's gonna be a
Nice.
long process, but
Everything is
Yeah.
that is great.
but
So
Ace is a smart dude. The way
Yo.
he made me look at it in a totally different light that I was very impressed with, and not just on the technical, it's just on the business side too.
mhm.
That and how to look at it. I wasn't looking at it that way, and I just want to say shout out to Ace. I appreciate you, bro,
Yes.
for talking to me and giving me that knowledge. And we'll be talking again soon on a project that I think a lot of people will be interested.
I'm
in.
excited.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited.
So all right,
the growth is real here at
Yeah.
WMB1.
Yeah, we're about to move into the new space.
Yes.
New space. We're doing WMB1 Radio is doing all kinds of different events. We got an event coming up at the Harbor Hotel
Yep.
that we're going to be talking about later on.
Mhm.
And we're gonna try to network and connect with everybody. I think we all need to start working together and be able to pull out all the talent and New Bedford has to offer.
Yeah.
We can't let our egos or let our pride get in the way. Let's work together and we all flourish.
Let's grow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, but now we're gonna take a music break because we have a interesting guest. This guy, another night, another night. That guy, another. If you talk to him, another night is another night. You know, you everybody knows
Oh,
who this guy is,
listen.
yo. And but he has an interesting story himself.
Yeah.
That I want to, and I'm so interested in like reading his bio because every guest, what we do, we have send a bio, so we a little bit more about our guests,
Yeah.
and we learn a little bit more about our guests, and to learn the things I didn't know as long as I knew him, is things that created questions in my head that I want to ask him. You
Yeah.
know, because the stuff that he experienced in the times and in the environment that he was in at a young
Mm.
age. So we're gonna talk to him about that, his journey and Lethal Package.
Yo.
His journey into coming to New Bedford, and now he's a popular promoter in New Bedford doing these different party nights, and he just another
Mhm.
night, just another night.
Just another night.
So we got Joe Carrion coming on. So I think I picked a song that I think that's fitting for him because he's originally from New York,
Hmm.
right? Bronx, New York. You know what
Yes.
Charlamagne says?
Yes.
All the crazies are in Florida and the Bronx. So I don't know how true that is, but we're gonna talk to Joe about that. Yeah. So we'll be right back, with Joe Carrion
Yes.
of Casual Entertainment. You listen to the Wind Down Podcast on WMB1 Radio. This song is from Ja Rule, Fat Joe, and Jada Kiss, New York. We'll be right back after this. We are back. Y'all listen to the Wide Down Podcast on WMB1 Radio. I am B. Cotta, your host, with my host, J9.
Yeah.
Drinking the wine
Hey.
every time. Don't be kind.
She's so fine.
Oh,
he wouldn't
shit.
say it. So
I wouldn't say I ain't getting beat up.
Wow.
I got respect.
Wow.
I got respect.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers.
Man, for real. To good people to like.
Yes,
man.
yes.
You know?
Thank you. This is Joe Cat, and we have
yeah,
our
man.
special guest, Joey Crackola. Another night.
What up?
Joe Carry On, Casual
Yeah.
Entertainment.
I'm still trying to catch up from last night, you know? So
So, but before we start, I want to also let people know that this show is presented by Manolani Saray. Manolani Saray, to bring your spa experience home.
nice.
And like every guest gets, we got a special gift for you from Manolani Saray.
Oh, okay.
Listen.
All right.
Thank you very much,
You know,
man. Definitely appreciate
see what
that.
she gave you. We don't know what she
No,
gave you.
we don't know.
You know, she just gives you a little taste
Little
of her
something.
products.
Everything
you know.
is
What's going on over
amazing.
here?
Go on Manolani Saray's Facebook
Okay.
page. You know what we got there. Ooh,
Yes.
what's that?
Oh,
you got
shoot.
the soap?
Smell
Oh,
it. Smell it.
yo,
I'm
listen.
telling you right now, the way that lathers.
It's
See, yes,
right there.
yes,
Yes,
yep.
That's nice.
Actually, let me see real quick. I'll give it right back.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
yeah,
wanna-
definitely.
It's gonna be
You know what I'm
another
saying?
night.
Oh, yeah. No. Let me
Look
smell this right here.
it.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
that. She told me what it was called. She didn't mock it, but she told me what it was
Gentleman's body.
called. Yo.
Okay.
Yeah, she Manolani Saray. Go to Manolani Saray. A lot of good products for men and women.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna thank her again later
Oh,
after
yeah,
you use
another
it.
night.
Well, you know,
Yes.
I'll
Another
let y'all
night.
know. I'll let y'all know what's up.
Nah, really
Oh.
classy, great
Yeah,
product.
that's
Yeah,
nice.
it's very,
Thank you.
very, very
Thank
nice.
you once again.
You're welcome. Manolani Saray. Go there. Go to her
Yeah,
Facebook
yeah.
page and Instagram page. You won't be disappointed. All right, Joey. What is it, Joey? Was it Joe? What calling you?
Joe.
Tonight?
What's
I mean,
your biological? What were you-
My real name is Jose Carry On. I just don't like the Jose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just a typical Spanish name, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But so I switched it to I didn't switch it, but Joe.
You go by
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah. There's Joe, but out here people call me Carry On.
All right.
So-
Yeah. Carry on. All right. We'll
Carry-
do that.
Yeah.
All right. Carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah.
And we got to carry on. Carry
Like
on.
your luggage. Like your luggage.
Carry on.
You know? Like your luggage.
Every guest I ask the same question, and it's a good icebreaker question, what I call it. I'm gonna give you a scenario, and I want you to answer it as truthfully as you can. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Here's a scenario. You're stranded on an island. All right.
Yep.
You're not gonna get rescued for a very long time, or maybe not even at all. But you have access to listen to music, but you'll only have access to listen to one album or one artist. Who would that be, or what would that be?
Honestly, I would say Gangstar.
Gangstar.
Wow.
Ooh, some Guru.
Yeah, Guru, man.
Guru.
He was. I could listen to his music
Yeah.
all day.
Oh, you definitely a hip hop head.
Yeah,
Mhm,
nah,
That's the
yeah,
answer.
Guru, yeah, Guru. Definitely. That Moment of Truth album right
Yep.
there. That Moment of Truth album it is the moment of truth right there.
Okay.
Wow.
So I would definitely listen to that right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked that question is all because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of new listening watchers on
Yeah.
here.
Mhm.
Coming from Joey's Carry On's followers.
Yeah.
I asked that question because it's a psychological question for me, because I feel like music is the biggest one of the biggest influence in this world today.
Right,
So there's all different type of music and artists that we may like,
right,
but we may like this particular artist or album because we may have some relation to it. On top of us just liking the music itself.
so right,
No.
It's something that if you're going to consistently listen to, why this is the only thing you're going to be able to listen to on this island.
right,
So you're going to have some type of relation to it.
right.
So it tells you a little bit about yourself right from the
Yeah.
start.
Got you.
So that's
Yeah.
where I came from.
Yeah,
You
yeah. You got to keep a positive mindset.
Yes.
Being trapped out there, so
Yeah.
I might as well listen.
Yeah.
Guru was always, like I say, he was very his words were always
Yeah.
positive and all that. So I mean,
Mhm.
if you're not a Gangstar Guru fan, I mean, go just definitely listen to that album.
Yeah.
Moment
Yeah.
of Truth is definitely a banger.
Mhm.
Nice.
So, yeah,
Lemonade is a popular drink, and it still is.
yeah, and that's the album. That's the album before that.
Yeah.
Hard to earn.
Yeah.
You know? So that's
Yo,
what I'm saying. So it's like
see?
Gangstar was one of my favorite groups growing up. Besides the Fat Boys. I was a big Fat Boy fan.
Fat Boys.
Really?
Oh, the Fat
Yep.
Yeah, I was
Boys.
a Fat Boy fan growing up.
Mm-hmm.
While everybody was liking Run DMC,
Yep.
I was
With
liking the
Fat
Fat
Wow.
Boys.
Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Prince Marky D.
Prince Marky
yeah,
D,
Prince
yep.
Marky D
Yep.
was one of like I used to kind of look up to him as
Right, because he was like the same complexion.
Well, yeah, no, because he was Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
Hi,
He was
yeah,
Puerto
yeah,
Rican,
yeah,
to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah,
To
yeah.
be honest,
Yeah.
he was Puerto Rican, and so that was like kind of the first artist I saw at the Puerto
Yeah.
Rican.
All right. Yeah.
kinda
That's, you know
rapping.
something I never thought
did.
about that.
Yeah, so that's how I kind of grew liking to them. So I used to mimic him growing up, and my cousins would play Buffy and
Yeah.
Cool Mike Ski
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But for the most part, yeah, Fat Boys was dumb, and then then I got the Heavy D's and things of that nature, like just positive, like people that just their words were,
Yeah.
Mhm.
just they had a message,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
good words, So,
Yeah.
and then the first artist was definitely Melly Mel.
Melly Mel.
Yeah,
Melly
Melly Mel was to me like everything. Like I was too young to kind of understand some of the things he
Yeah,
was saying,
yeah.
but as when I got older
Yep.
and got to understand the lyrics, like
Yeah.
the message, is like that's straight.
Mhm.
That's straight the Bronx.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah,
that,
yeah.
That whole story is like wow. It was like vivid. Everything was vivid. That song was like oh.
Mm.
So that's what made me conscious rap. Like I'm into more conscious rap
Yeah.
than as much as I party.
Yep.
I can't. I don't like party joints.
We're
You know
gonna
what
get
I'm
it. Hold on.
I
we're-
know. I was like,
We're gonna get into all this,
saying?
yo.
So I'm like,
You're
yo,
just
man.
talking,
All right,
man. Let me
all right,
conduct
sorry,
this
all right,
interview.
my
Let
bad,
Jay and I.
my bad.
that's like,
My
I
bad.
know.
Come on now. Come on. This is the
Yeah.
My
wind
bad,
down. This
man.
is not
Yo.
casual
Hey,
entertainment.
it's started from the bottom. Now we're here. All
We're
right.
gonna get it.
Wait, let us get there.
All right,
Sorry,
chill out, bro.
sorry, man,
There's a
sorry.
plan here.
All right. I'm on the plan though. I'm
All right,
No,
all right.
no, you.
I'm on the right plan right
You
now.
are.
That's it.
You are.
Do you want to go first or you?
Nah, stop
Okay, I'll
first.
start.
We're cool,
Um,
yeah.
Now, you was born and raised as a young child in New York, Bronx, New York, correct?
Right.
Now, speak on that environment in the 70s into the 80s, as far as Bronx, New York itself. And what I've noticed was the date where it was around the same time hip hop was being born.
Right.
So you was there smack dab in the middle.
Middle of it. Yeah.
So,
yeah,
so
'cause you.
speak on that.
Yeah. I mean, you figure hip hop started what in 70.
73. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I'm born on 74. So, I mean, I don't remember much,
Yeah.
but I remember just it was just like a war zone out there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of abandoned buildings. I remember like one of the apartments we lived in, two buildings abandoned.
Yeah.
So it was just that. But then I wound up moving to another place. But I remember like just the movie Beat Street.
Yes.
Oh.
You look. If
That
whoever never
was
saw-
nice. Yes.
That's right there. That's the Bronx.
Really?
That's the Bronx.
Mhm.
B Street was done in the Bronx.
Talk about you down, Reagan.
Listen.
You ain't down with.
And, yeah, right, yeah. So it was like
Yeah.
that. It was that. It was. I remember seeing that. Maybe at 10. When I get 10, 11 years old. When I was young, I didn't.
And exactly what age did you come here?
I came here maybe around 24, 25.
Yeah. No. Sorry. What age did you go to New York?
Oh no, I was born and raised in there, 1974.
You were born
Yeah,
there
that's
too?
what he's saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
so your
yeah.
parents got there.
Yeah, my
You-
my parents were born in Puerto Rico, both. of
Yep.
them. And then came to the Bronx in early 60s. So they went out here. They both had me when they were 23 years old.
Yeah.
They were both 23 years old. They have the same age. So then just so growing up, at least that time, like you don't remember, you just see
Yeah.
things here and there, see. But it was just run down,
Yeah.
and then I remember my uncle bought a house.
Mhm.
And it was like a family house, four family house. So we all kind of started moving in there. But it was around projects. Now you got the projects. I'm around the projects
Yeah.
24/7. So, I mean, it was different. It was just trying to survive, really, kind of.
Yeah.
Especially the 90s, the 80s. You're still young. Your
Yeah,
mom's
yeah,
taking
yeah.
care of you and all
Yeah.
that. So, but I think I had a good childhood. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't think it was.
No.
The reason why I ask because when you think of like let's say New Bedford, they talk projects.
Yeah.
This is not projects, yo.
No. This is little condo.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
little
I'm gonna tell
condos.
you a story. A guy who I work with, he's from New York. and he told me a story where he moved here from New York, and he had friends from New York come in, right? I mean, coming to visit him.
Yep.
And the guy said, "Oh, where do you live?" Goes, and he was like, "Yo, I live in the projects." So when he came to visit him, goes, "These ain't projects, man. These are condos."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty
You know what I'm
much.
saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it's the whole like when you think about being raised like I want people to understand the different environment where kids got to be in New York, like going to school
Yeah.
on the subway.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? As a
yeah,
child,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So is that something you had to do?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of nerve wracking because you're a little kid, you're young,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
it's, everything's so fast. You know,
Yeah.
everything's fast paced out there. So that's just the difference. I think you know.
That's
Yeah.
all you know at the time.
Otherwise, I mean, you know, the hood is the hood. There's drugs. There's this.
Yeah,
There's that.
yeah.
So you got to escape all that. But it's at a faster
Yeah.
pace
Yeah.
and just more. There's just more people in general.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I had to go, you know, do the training and all that, go to school
By yourself.
Wow.
by myself. Yeah, by myself. Yeah,
Could you do
I
it by
Yeah,
yourself?
by
couldn't.
myself. Like, by myself. Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, you got to do what you got to do,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it just seems when you're used to something, no, I wouldn't. I'd
Yeah.
be nervous. I want to
No,
be
yeah.
with them at all times.
Right.
But
No, yeah.
that's what they knew. That's what they were used to. So they knew he was going to be good. And look
Mhm.
at him now. He
Yeah,
is
yeah.
good.
It's like, yeah. I mean, my grandmother kind of, you know, we were all, my mom's always was working
Yeah.
24/7, so it's like I spent more time with my grandmother than anything.
Mhm.
And then just family in general. Like I said, my uncle had wound up buying a house out there in the Bronx,
Mhm.
and it was a 4 family, so we were in and out. Like I remember living. It was in a 1 bedroom apartment. Me, my dad, my sister, and me in one bedroom. Yeah, one
Yeah.
bedroom. One bedroom.
Wow.
And you know, there was no air mattresses back then or none of that. So
Yeah.
it's like we just had
A one bedroom
Do
in
what
New
you
York is
have
not a
to-
one bedroom out here.
no. It was definitely just small, just for all of us to sleep in it.
Mhm.
So, you know, then one of my aunts moved out. They had a 2 bedroom apartment. So now we moved down. So it was
Yeah,
always
yeah.
family, my aunts, uncles.
All around. Okay.
Yeah, all the
the
time.
same building
In the
or-
same building.
Okay.
In
Yeah.
the same building, you know. So my grandmother, she had 14 kids.
Mm.
11 girls, 3 boys. So
Whoa.
Wow.
so I had a big
Big
family. So,
family.
so my grandmother held everything down. And then aunts here, my uncle here. So it was always, you know, me and my cousins and my family. So I'm big on family too.
Yeah.
Like, really, because I grew around it. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
my family was always there.
The Latin community is like that though, right?
Right.
Very family
They are.
oriented, very
They are.
you know.
They are.
Too sometimes do you feel like sometimes to a fault sometimes? Or what do you think?
It could.
Yeah.
Because you know you isolate yourself, like you
Yes,
don't, you know
that's
what I'm
what I
saying.
mean.
Yeah, you don't
Yes.
like get out there and branch yourself sometimes because you're like, oh, we got to do it
Do it this way, yeah.
And but it's just like that out there too. But I grew up. I grew up with more black people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, out
Yeah.
there. I probably had like maybe 3 Puerto Rican friends.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Mhm.
everywhere else was all, you know, black brothers. You know,
Yeah.
my brothers
Mhm.
always showed me love because I lived in a block, but then I was surrounded by projects: Bronx River,
Mhm.
Bronx Dale, Sunview, Castle Hill. Like
Mm.
so, I'm around everywhere I'm walking. Is just
Yeah.
you know, just posses. You know, back in the day,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
posse.
posses.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yep.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
So but I always, you know, always hung out with some cool cats and all that. But
Yeah.
for the most part, it was I didn't really grow up. There was not a lot of Spanish people,
Yeah.
at least in my area, when growing up.
So back to when you were asking him a question about the music, and I wanted to go back to
Mhm.
make sure I had the root right and the timing.
Mhm.
So when the hip hop when that music came out and stuff, what space were you in, or age, or how did that affect you? Right?
I think,
Because that's a big.
yeah, I think, like I said, at like 10, 11 years
Mhm.
old is when I kind of started
And
getting
what was
into
the
it more.
neighbor? Yeah, what was it like out there? Like,
I mean, it
it's
was
a
just
start.
dope. It was, I mean, it was just a vibe because
Yeah.
everything was back then. The hip hop was more having fun.
Mhm.
You know, it was just having fun always. So every time you had a birthday party or anything, you know, you break dancing. I was into break dancing
Mm.
because that was another element of hip hop.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
kind of forget about break dancing.
Mm.
So a lot of Puerto Ricans did the
Break
break
dancing.
dancing and the graffitis.
Crazy
you know what I'm
Legs
saying?
and all
Yeah,
that,
so they
yeah.
were all Puerto Ricans that used to always kind of they probably had like 4 groups out there, but they
Yeah.
were all Puerto Ricans
Yeah.
Mhm.
that did the and also graffiti. Hip hop was more of a black dominant, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's why when I used to see a Spanish cat, I'm like, oh man, wait a minute, if he could do it,
Yeah.
I could do it, you know.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
how I felt with Prince Marky D when I saw him. Like, oh man, and they made movies and everything.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? The
exactly.
Fat Boys
Right.
were like, yo,
In
they
fact,
made
Disorderlies,
Fat
remember
yeah.
those Disorder?
Shit, and it came out and Crush Groove.
Crush
That's another
Groove?
good movie.
Yeah, it's
there,
a great
you know?
movie. Yeah.
So, but yeah, but otherwise, music it's just started coming in, just coming into like I said, just listening to the Fat Boys. You know, you had L Cool J back then too. You know, L Cool
Mhm.
J just was been doing it. Like you had even Public Enemy. I'm not even that much of a big fan of Public Enemy like that, but
Mhm.
I know they were making noise.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you notice the development? Did you notice that there was something brewing big? Because I want to get to know because you was there in the mix. I understand that you was young,
yeah.
but I want to. Did you notice as a young child that this genre of music was developing right in front of your eyes in your community? Did you notice something that was becoming
Um,
such as big as it
yeah,
now?
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I just because you could feel the energy. Like, all right, this song is coming out. Like, because they were coming out every week. You want to go record.
Yes.
You know, go get a fresh tape cassette
Yeah.
and go record. I mean, so it was always somebody new
Mm-hmm.
coming quick. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
nice too
Yeah.
with it. You
Yep.
know. Plus, my boy that I used to do music with, he was a local DJ. So you know, I used to do the carrying the crates and all that. Like I've done all
Oh,
that.
you done all that
Yeah, I
stuff.
done all that carrying crates, carrying like different things, different mixes, different. So I experienced that at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was probably maybe 16, 15 years old. Like that. I could tell the story real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell
So
it, tell
yeah,
it.
one time we in Bronx River,
Yep.
Bronx River Project. They have a hall there that you could I guess rent or whatever the case was. We
Yep.
couldn't get in. We were young, so it
Yeah.
was like a 21 plus over.
Mm-hmm.
So we wound up sneaking in. There was a window that was open.
Yeah.
We wound up sneaking in there with two of my boys. We wound up sneaking in there, and we see so many people. This is the first time I ever seen this many people
Yep.
in one place having a good time.
Mm.
Like just vibing, like everybody was just chilling. Like
Yeah.
it just looked at fun. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just looked at mad fun. So I'm like, wow. So now there's a group performing up there. I didn't know who they were, but they were rocking.
Yeah.
I didn't know. We had to get out of there. All right, we left. Now maybe down the road, I wind up watching the Soul. Remember the Soul Train?
Soul Train.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They wind up performing that night, and it dawned. I'm like, oh man, that's the same group that I saw, and that was
No
African
way.
Bombada.
African.
Yo, are you serious?
African
Wow.
Bombada. I didn't even know who they were. I know they were just five dudes just rocking. And like I
Rocking,
said,
yeah.
it was the first time I ever seen this many people
Yeah.
in one place
Yep. Yeah.
having a good time. And
Yeah.
right from that is what made me feel like, wow, this is amazing.
Amazing,
This
yeah.
is amazing. So that's what that was right there put.
Is
that-
the African bottle when he had all the outfits and
yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff?
So when I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
them in Soul Train, they had the same outfit.
Outfits.
So I'm like, oh, smoke, yo,
Yeah.
the same group that we snuck in. Boom,
Wow.
boom, boom, yeah.
So you're like you literally witnessed history.
right there. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that
Yeah. Then.
back then,
yeah.
you
yeah.
know?
you
Like I
didn't
said, I was
know.
probably like 15, 16 years old. We couldn't
Yeah.
get in, but we definitely snuck in through some window. And yeah, and it was dumb. So down the road, I seen him performing on the Soul Train. I was like, wow, that's dumb. But
Mhm.
it was that moment right there made me, wow, like, because they were rocking. So
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I could see me doing that
Mhm.
somehow, some way, you know? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it was
yeah,
just
yeah.
in my head, like, wow, I think I could definitely do that.
Mm.
Because even when I started writing music, I didn't think I was like the nicest MC, but
Yeah.
it was always conscious rap, but
Yeah.
I know my
Mhm.
stage presence.
Yeah.
My stage presence was on point. Like
Yeah.
I worked on my stage presence more than rapping.
Natural.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
The showmanship.
Yeah, my just 'cause
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
that's what I didn't know what they were saying. They would
Mhm.
beat
Yeah,
bop,
yeah.
da-da-da-da,
Yeah.
but it looked fun. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow,
Yeah.
I could do this.
Yeah.
So that's when so that's what I'm saying. Like 15, 16 it started. I'm like, oh, man, I could start writing.
Yeah.
I could start writing a little.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I see other people doing it. So that's how that came about. Me rapping like that.
But your motivation with that, was it just to express and seeing other people? Like, what were you expressing? Were you releasing something, or you just
Yeah, I mean, just
love the
just-
art?
Yeah, I love the art first of all.
Yeah.
You know, just it was new because I went from freestyle because freestyle music was definitely played in my family.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they were playing freestyle and disco,
Mm-hmm.
and then it transitioned to that hip hop.
Yeah.
So it was just I used to snapbox and thing
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so And then it just started. It was just a passion of it, and it's to express yourself. I felt like I
Yep.
could express myself on top of how I'm living, on top of how everybody else too. You know, I have
Mhm.
friends that, unfortunately, they didn't have the greatest parents either. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, which one of my boys that I joined my group, which we'll talk later.
Yep.
That's how I kind of met him, just through ciphers.
Yeah.
Now we all just ciphering, boom, boom, boom. Yo, man, like
Yeah,
I'm
you're
feeling
nice.
you. You're
Yeah.
nice. I'm feeling you. Like boom. So now we just.
So is it true on the streets of New York that they usually on the corners they'll have ciphers, legit ciphers,
Yeah.
and people just
all day? People
Yeah.
just come up, and it'll have a time. Like it'll be Friday night, 9
Cypher?
o'clock.
Oh,
boom,
it was a
cypher.
thing.
Yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing. So you had to come with your hottest stuff.
Yo, imagine you come out with some
Wow.
whack shit though. You just-
No, they was
Hey,
people.
it
No,
happens.
No,
It
was, yo.
happens.
I mean, you have people. Yeah, you have people like
Hey.
that. Like yo, it wasn't.
fuck up somebody's ego. Yo, working on this
Nah,
shit.
yeah.
That shit
No, but
fucking whack.
you didn't really say it. You didn't really say it in their face. You know what I'm saying? But you could
You
just
could
tell.
tell.
Yeah, you just could tell. Like man, it was like, all right,
But
on,
they know
man.
too, and they're like, all right, gotta
and
go
they
home
just
and
jump
cook.
in there.
Yeah.
So, and shit. So we used to do that. It was like a Friday thing. We'd just go grab some drinks, but it was a bunch of us. It was cool.
Yeah.
But that's how it started. 'Cause now you got other cats from other blocks.
Yup.
Mhm.
Yup.
Like yo, we hear this is boom. So
Yeah.
which it was one of my boys that kind of put all that together. Like yo, we're gonna just start having ciphers.
Ciphers.
Yeah,
Right there in the
yeah.
park, throw some dice.
Yeah.
You know, we played a dice game and all that just while people.
It's almost like you're going to practice. You're going to we have
That's
practice
it,
that Friday
yeah.
night, 8:00.
Yeah. Because I used to be like, man, I gotta write something. Tight.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
gotta write something nice. Like
hold
right
on.
now, you know?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
And then, but my boy was just nice because he used to freestyle like off the dome.
Yeah.
Freestyle. I mean, I'm not good with freestyle. I mean, I'm more of a writer.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he was spitting like they were written. Like he was just killing it. But he used to like what I was saying because I was just always just talking about deep stuff, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just life. And he was feeling that. He was like, "Yo, man, nah, you kind of touched me." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, yo,
yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
like what you were saying. Boom, boom, boom. And that's how we kind of clicked and all that. But yeah, I mean, it's really just
Do you still write?
I don't. Sometimes it just a writer's block. Or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. It's weird.
Even if you're not like, you know,
no,
voicing it.
I try.
Yeah.
Like I did. Like my boy LG.
Come to the mic.
My boy LG. God bless.
Mhm.
He's That's the last song I kind of did with him. He had some ill track. I'm like, wow, I gotta write to this.
Yeah.
Like now I'm at a point like the beat gotta hit me and I gotta write it right there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
quick 16. If I feel like I have to think too much,
Then
then
it's not there.
it's not
It's
there.
not getting
It's not
it.
getting
Yeah,
it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I'm not even gonna force myself to even
Yeah.
do that. Like
Mhm.
most of my songs when we wrote in the studio, they were all written right there.
Right there.
Right there. So
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
it's
all right,
feeling.
boom.
Vibe,
So,
energy.
Yeah, the energy. You're there. Everybody's just there chilling, you know. And so some rhymes I don't even remember. It's
Yeah.
just because you just
Yeah,
wrote it
you
right
wrote it
there.
right there.
Yeah, you know. So it's like, wow. Now
That's why I'm always like wondering. You know, you hear the stories of like Biggie and Jay-Z. They don't write their rhymes. They just go off their feeling and they write it. But literally, this is hard, but you got to remember the same rhyme because you got to perform it.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh man, now I gotta go practice this thing now, man.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
What did I say?
Yeah,
Like,
what
wait
did
a
I
minute.
say? Yeah, sounded good right then. But
Yeah.
like, what do I do now?
And
But-
that's where you got to understand the art of hip hop as far as the lyrics is concerned, because the wordplay and
Mhm.
the how articulate you have to be, and the story you want to tell, and the words you have to know, and the vocabulary, and all that
Right,
stuff
right.
is
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
it takes some type of intelligence to be an MC.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
It's work. It's
Mhm.
definitely gonna put in some work. Because at the end of the day, they in the studio that just created a song,
Yeah,
and now the world gets to hear it.
yeah,
You know, it's like wow.
yeah.
But they say it's off the head, but they there a couple of hours.
Yeah,
Of
yeah, yeah,
course.
Yeah. It's not like they go in there real
Going
quick.
there.
Yeah, no.
they get
Yeah.
the vibe. They're just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. It's just, I'm just amazed when I hear the story, especially with Jay-Z and Biggie,
Yeah.
where I'm sure Jay's in the studio and he's just vibing. He's running through lines, running
Yeah,
through
yeah,
lines,
yeah.
running through
Yeah.
lines.
Yep.
And then he was like, all right, I got it. But literally, he has that photographic mind
Remember,
that he
right.
can remember. Like,
Right.
he just keeps on
It's
going.
unbelievable.
Oh yeah, no.
Just to be in that room, just to watch it. I don't even want to be like just in the corner, flying a wall. And,
Yeah.
No, yeah,
and
no.
watch that go.
It's different. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, like I said, I look at every artist, because I know they're in the studio.
Yeah.
They gotta put it down. So whether it's a wax song or not, they in there, like
Yeah.
you know. So, but yeah, Jay-Z. I mean, there's a bunch of them.
Mhm.
There's a bunch of artists that are nice that they don't really get mentioned like that,
Mhm.
because they're small, But Jay-Z is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely nice. At the same time, he's musically inclined.
Yeah.
He gets right music,
Mhm.
and yeah, he
Yeah.
he got some stuff like
The type of writing you did, who do you feel like molded you?
Yeah.
When you talk about different artists when you were growing up, who do you feel like molded you into your?
Definitely, like I said, Melly Mel,
Hmm.
and then Rakim. Like I was into definitely Rakim, and then Nas, like just those artists, just like that. Even Fredro from Onyx.
Fredro
Fredro
Starr.
Yeah, man, he is
Listen,
nice. He is so
we
nice.
could have got him on here with you tonight, probably. Honestly. Isn't he?
Yeah,
Isn't he
man.
around here?
Is Fredro Starr?
I feel like I see a
Fredro
lot of
Starr?
stuff of them
Yeah?
in
Yeah,
Boston
well,
tagged from some.
He's definitely nice. Like so like he's always used to spit some just real stuff. Like I like listening to real stuff, some real things coming out your soul, your heart, not
Yeah.
just bogus stuff. Because anybody can rap now, like
We're gonna get into that
Yeah.
later on because
But,
I want to really talk about the state of hip hop in your opinion
Yep.
because obviously it's the 50 years anniversary.
Yeah, of
and,
course.
so I want to get into that.
Yeah.
And I also have an idea that maybe you and I can collaborate on the wind down. I want to get a good panel going of people in the area that's really deep in hip hop and talk about hip hop itself.
Okay.
The from the beginning till now and the difference in what we like and what we don't like about it now. Like I just want to get into that. But that's something that we could talk about later on. Let's continue with Carry On. Carry On with Carry On. All right.
Sounds good. There's a nice little twist. to
Yeah,
that.
right.
You in your bio, you also said that you decided to drop out of school. At what age?
I was in 11th grade, so give and take maybe what 17, 18 maybe.
So what made you make that decision first of all?
I mean, honestly, good question. I just wasn't focused.
Mm.
So I felt like I'm just going to school just to go to school and not really, focusing on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of just didn't want to go no more. Kind
Yeah.
of. So it wasn't like, it wasn't even I was hanging out with the wrong crew or the wrong people.
Yeah.
No, it was just me in general. I just wasn't focused. I don't know. I could probably been going through some.
Yeah,
some
that's
things.
why I wanted to get deep into that.
Yeah, I mean,
for someone to make that decision, like you said, it was 11th grade. You had one more grade to get your
right?
degree.
One, yeah, exactly.
So, what mine's finished.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
So it was. Yeah, I don't know why, but I just made that decision.
Yeah.
My mom's was like she was all for it,
Mm-hmm.
and I respect her. But she said, "Hey, listen, if you don't want to go to school, you're gonna have to work though. You got to get a job. You got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You're just not gonna stay." So I started work, trying to find jobs here and there.
Yeah.
But then I wound up trying to go back to school, and it just definitely it wasn't me because I went to a GED program.
Yeah.
And I just felt like more like I felt stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest.
Mhm.
Like, I felt like, nah, man, I know I'm better than this now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just felt like that. I'm like, man, let me just go do this last year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
That was my mindset.
Yeah.
Let me just do this last year and a half. Yeah, let me just do it. And I go in and same thing. I'm like, man, this is just not for me. So I just wound up just completely just shutting it down.
Mm.
And then I started working. So yeah, I don't know why, but I was just probably going through a time at that time, but it was not. I was not influenced by anybody else or anything. That was just a decision I made on my own.
That's the reason why I asked because there's probably kids out there thinking about making that decision too, and a lot of people have made that decisions in their lives, and obviously you work your way through it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get into that mindset or your mental of, this is what I'm going to do. Like, because when you make the decision, obviously you feel like you can accomplish something else. You would think you would have I'm not going to go to school because I could go do this. There was something that you wanted to do that you thought you can do without finishing school.
No, that's when it started getting tough.
Okay.
It started getting tough after that now because I have no diploma, I got no GED, and back then you really needed it. You needed it, So I'm like, wow, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So I got lucky. One of my aunt's friend, Nancy, She used to work at Favorite Shoe Store.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Favorite Shoe Store?
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Payless is
Yeah.
now, just in
Yeah.
case
Yep.
you don't know
I
what
remember
Favorite Shoe
Favor.
Store is. So she was good friends with her. So I was I got lucky.
Yeah.
I was able to land a shoe. That was my first job ever at a shoe store. So and yeah, and then that was it. So then just working there, I just wanted to, I definitely wanted to better myself, and I
Mhm.
wind up on. There was this community college out there in the Bronx called Monroe College. They help you get your GED and your diploma.
Mhm.
So I just went into major was just business and marketing because I already knew in my head. I felt I wanted to do this music thing.
Yeah.
Some way somehow I wanted to do this music thing.
Yeah.
So I went into marketing, and it was like 95. But once I went in, I mean, I just now you're around nothing but positive people now.
Yeah.
You got people pushing. You got
Pushing,
people
yeah.
like I'm like, whoa, I've never been
You
around
got
that.
goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Their admiration was like they was high. So I'm like, all right, man, I definitely can't quit this.
Mhm.
Like I felt it. Like
Yeah.
I was working at the time, so I'm like, I'm
You
cool.
feel-
Yeah, I'm feeling. Yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, man, you know what, man? Let me just get my GED at least.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
just go put in 1 year and get at least my GED, but with college credits.
Mhm.
And then yeah, I kind of just took off from there. 95, 97. Honestly, those were kind of my best years in as a person
Mhm.
because, like I said, I was around nothing but
Ambition.
ambition everywhere. Everybody that was
Mhm.
just. I'm like, wow, all right. And then you have people that was helping me out and this, and I'm like, all right, man, I like this, man.
Yeah.
This is the people I want to be around.
Yeah.
Not knocking my peoples, but the people I grew up with, they didn't go that route.
Mhm.
Everybody was just doing their own thing. So when college, everything was. So then I graduated, and I was the most happiest person in the whole wide world.
Mhm.
Because my mom's was, my mom's proud too. So
Yeah.
because nobody graduated. Nobody graduated from my family. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna do this. But it was definitely dope though. Just being around good people.
That's
So-
nice. And she supported you for whatever you were
Yeah,
gonna do
yeah,
because
yeah.
when you said you were ready, you didn't want to,
Yeah,
you
'cause
wanted
I'm
to
thinking-
leave school. She supported you then. Just go get a job.
Get a
You have
job,
to
yeah.
work.
You
She
gotta
was
do
still
something.
making you be
Exactly.
a man,
Man.
but she wasn't leaving you to a system to say this is what you need to do.
Right.
You need to go to school, graduate on this day, and do this. So
Right.
I love that she had that. That you had that. You know.
Yeah. I say
That's
that too.
big,
I
yeah.
felt like she my mom's let me become a man at an early age.
Yeah.
Because of that, right there, she was like, all right,
It's a
But I
big
took
part of
that. Yeah, I
growth.
took that into my head. I'm like, man, you know what? She is right. I gotta go work. I gotta do something now.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
like I'm not gonna be just some dude that's just gonna lay up in the house and not do nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So I took that into consideration. So like I said, it was a blessing that I was able to get that job
Yep.
because it was for a little time I couldn't find a job.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shucks.
Do
Like,
you look back on it now, wishing your mother just said, "No, do what you could finish school, and whatever you want to do, you could do then"? Do you feel like she should have just forced you that? Understanding that,
nah,
her mindset.
yeah, nah,
No.
nah, because she was still helping me out.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I thought she was gonna send me to my dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah,
oh man,
yeah.
I don't want to go to my dad. Like shit, I don't even know to do like that. So I'm like, so I'm thinking the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me thinking the worst, she was like, no, listen, I got you, but you got to work. You got to just do something.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
gonna just mope around here and not do nothing.
Yeah.
So I mean, it panned out.
Yeah.
It kind of panned out. So I mean, I can, yeah. Because she wasn't, she wasn't that strict with me. That's why I said I had a good childhood. Like
Mhm.
she let me, become a man on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I was able to, but I was into sports.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I was into all that. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like I was running the
streets.
streets or
Yeah,
anything of
yeah.
that nature. Like when I went out, it was to go play some basketball or football
Mhm.
or hit the park or
Yeah,
like we
yeah,
were
yeah.
outside.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like we would get bikes and just drive
Now,
around,
you're
whatever.
not hanging in that
Yeah.
one bedroom apartment.
No, yeah, nah, yeah. Nah, that
Out
was
and about.
no, yeah. So I was out and about. So, but it was, like I said, it was cool. Mom Dukes is everything. You know how moms are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so she definitely, of course she was upset, but like I said, once she gave me that because that did motivate me to get a job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was thinking the
What are
worst.
you doing? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was already
where I'm
thinking
gonna
the
end up.
worst. Yeah, so I was already thinking the worst. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me get this job. And then now working at Favorite Shoe Store, what that did for me was help me with customer service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now dealing with people,
People.
I had to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sell shoes, so I was like, it just came about everything. So from that, yeah, then I wind up. My dad finally, he cleaned up, and he was working at some spot warehouse. He was the foreman
Mm-hmm.
at this warehouse, and he was able to get me a job in there. They had better benefits, they had
Yep.
better pay from Favor, so I left that, went there, and that's actually when I started going back to school. Because when I got there, I'm like, man, I can move up. There's different positions
Yeah.
open.
Now you
Yeah.
see what education can help.
Yeah,
you bring you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because like I said, just going from a shoe to a warehouse, I was like, all right, whatever. But cause I just went with the pay. It was just better pay.
Mm-hmm.
And but that's what made me want to go back to, like, I'm like, damn, you know what? I gotta do something, because I'm getting these jobs lucky.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
you
getting
knew
these
people.
jobs lucky.
Yep.
I had good people, but for those that don't have that luck and they out there trying to look for a job,
And
it
them in
gets
the
tough.
streets,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's the only thing that you're only gonna lead to that. If you can't
Yeah.
get no money, you're gonna lead into
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
whether you want to or not. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I always talk about when people talk about crime and things of that nature. And they says, "Oh, you got to get more police and more everything." What causes crime? And what causes crime is people is just trying to live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And when you're fighting over scraps, and that's what you're doing in these neighborhoods, they got to do what they can do to survive, and that's what's crime.
right,
If you make living a little bit easier, you're going to have less crime.
right,
Having more police on the street is not going to stop crime. It's the economy, is the education,
Yeah.
it's things where now where you have education become more of an expense
right.
where people cannot afford, and there's going to cause more crime.
Yeah.
You see it in where the state that is most expensive to live in is California, and you see what's happening over
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
it's
Is
looking
not
ugly.
because is this people just want to create crime. They're just trying to survive.
Right.
Survive.
And
Yeah.
they're trying to make money however they can because it's so expensive to live.
Right.
hmm
So
I think
Right.
people get confused too because there's a few people who they're trying to live not in their means, right?
you got those
So,
people too.
so
Yes,
that's what
yes,
I feel
yes,
like
you're
people
right.
are mistaking those few that are
You.
selling just to drive around and
Right,
something
right,
and
right,
do
right,
this
right,
to
right.
the people that are actually really trying to
Right.
survive.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to eat a meal today, a
Yeah.
meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, meal.
And I say this to say I say that to say this is that because you could have decided to go to the streets.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure it was all around you.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
in the
definitely,
Bronx
yeah.
in the 80s and 90s,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's
Yeah, the
you know,
'90s. Yeah.
it's not it wasn't a good place
Right. No,
in New
exactly.
York. It's not where it is now.
Yeah, yeah.
But you had the option to go on the streets and make that quick money, and the
Yeah.
streets could have swallowed
Swallow you quick.
Yeah.
because you're making
quick.
that quick money.
Right.
Where am I gotta go to work at Favors? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
And make
Yeah.
that short
I
money.
mean, my boy was heavy in the streets.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
one I used to rap with.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's heavy in the streets. So I was around it with
Yeah.
him, but I still, he's going this way, I'm going this way,
Yeah.
but we were still friends. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
Life is
Yeah.
all about choices.
yeah,
It really is.
yeah. Otherwise, yeah, I was around it, and but me, I was always scared to get arrested. So I'm like, I'm not trying to do time right now. Like, nah, freak
I can't
this.
do that,
Yeah,
man. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
built
exactly.
that.
Like, nah, forget about this. Like,
I'm not built.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
like
True.
it's not for me.
All right, we're gonna take a music break, but we're gonna come back. We're gonna get on more into Carry On. We're gonna carry on more into Carry On. We're gonna talk about his rap group Lethal Package, his movement coming to New Bedford. Why did
Coming
he
to
come
New
here?
Bedford,
and then
yes.
further along about getting into his promotion and different events, and we'll get into that.
Yeah,
So I want to play a little bit of GameStop, Joey. So give me.
Yeah,
I was thinking
that-
about playing Mass Appeal, or what are we thinking about? Give me something.
I like that moment of truth.
Moment of truth. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Moment of truth. We're gonna play some GameStar. You listen to the Wind Down Podcast and WMB1 Radio. I'm your host, B. Cotter. I'm here with my host, J9, and our special guest, Joe Carry On a Casual Entertainment. We'll be right back after this music break. Podcast and WMB1 Radio. I'm your host, B. Carter, and I'm with my co-host, the fine Ben's not over here.
Yes, he's
Fine
not
Jen
here. Go
Nine.
ahead. Thank you. Thank you.
No disrespect, my.
It's like, why you got me complimenting myself? If I was introducing
Listen,
you,
I
I'll say
don't want Ben to be
the
thinking things. Yo, I'm a man with
handsome
morals.
B.
You
Carter.
know what I'm saying?
Yo, the wine is kicking in.
Yeah.
Is
The
that
wine
Poland
is kicking
Springs?
in.
Yeah.
Is that
I
okay,
needed
I'm just
water. That's
asking.
my chaser.
All right, I
Oh,
was just
man.
asking.
I know he took away the coconut one.
Listen,
That was a big shot, though.
Yeah, well,
That was a big shot, though.
I didn't even mean that.
'Cause he
So
wasn't
when we went on
expecting
the
it.
boat, I had
Like-
one filled with vodka, one water bottle filled with
Well, you took the
1800
wrong. You definitely
coconuts.
took
I'm
the
like,
wrong one.
Here's the water. It's like, oh,
he drank a hit.
Yeah, he took a hit of that. Like he thought he was gonna not be thirsty
Yeah.
after that.
Oh,
Now,
That's the
yeah.
worst feeling when you think you're gonna drink some water.
Water,
and
yeah.
some-
It's like,
oh
I
man,
gotta
that hits you hard.
hydrate.
Oh,
And it was
yeah.
probably hot. Poor guy.
All right, you listen to the Wind Down Podcast of WMB1 Radio. We're here with Joe Carrion on Casual Entertainment. Carrion, I want to talk about. Let's get more into your hip hop group, Lethal Package.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, how did that all come to fruition? What was that inspiration?
Oof.
Please speak on. Tell the story.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's go back to maybe 1990, 91.
Where we at? 1991.
We're in the Bronx.
location.
We're in the
Okay.
Bronx, New York,
Yep.
Yeah.
Watson Avenue, Bronxdale. You know, I always show love to Bronxdale. They always show love to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it just started from just those ciphers, like I was saying, the ciphers. My boy was Al Swift. He used to rap too. So that's how when we were doing some freestyling and all that, we ciphers, and we just started clicking. He was like, "Yo, man, we should do something. Let's get together. Let's start spitting." So that's what we started doing. We just started coming up with songs like he'll give me a title,
Mhm.
and I'll go home and write something, and then,
Yeah.
so we were like just coming up with, and we were just kind of rapping on instrumental beats,
Yeah.
you know, at the time. So we were just coming up with songs now. So we were like, all right, man, like, you know, we sound kind of nice, you know.
Mhm.
And we didn't have no studio, nothing. We had maybe a little 2-track.
Yeah.
You had to spit real quick, and
Yeah.
you can't make a mistake, because then you
Yeah.
have to go back and do it
Yeah.
again. So that was, like I said, that was around 91. My boy Spoonie was a producer. He was a childhood friend of mine growing up too, but he used to be the DJ back in the days out there in the Bronx. He did all the parties.
Mhm.
So and he also was into making beats. He was into production. So I think one day I just started spitting one time. He was like, "Yo," you know, and then that's how that kind of. So I'm like, "Yo, I got my man that's nice too." Like,
Mhm.
and then that's because we were, like I said, we were always into football. Like we didn't really take it serious. It was
Yeah.
just like just having fun with it. And then he wound up moving out here. So he moved out here maybe in 93, 92, 93. He wound up moving out here with his family that he met out there in New York.
The producer.
Yeah, Spoon.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
And so he winds up moving out here. So we back there making some moves, and we would come back and forth from New York, back and forth. We'll leave on a Friday, go right back Sunday, but we'll just work in the studio. We were living in Brickenwood. Shout out Brickenwood.
Oh,
Yeah.
227 Brickenwood. So
Alright.
that's where we originally came from. Like where he was living there
That family lived in there. Yeah.
in Brickenwood. Yeah. So they was Brickenwood and Prezi.
Yep.
So it was the people he started rolling with, all right there, Brickenwood and Prezi, and then a little Blue Metals. It was all more the Spanish cats.
Yeah.
You know, we all
Yeah.
a lot of us came from New York.
Yeah.
They was all from the Bronx and some from Brooklyn, and then it just like I said, now we doing things in New York. My man moves out here, so now I was like, oh man, now he's the producer.
Yeah.
So he was like, yo, gotta just start coming over here. So we were going back and forth, which we didn't mind. You know what I'm saying? We got out of New York anyway,
Yeah.
but it was just so much slow. It was slow out here when we first
Yeah,
came out
compared
here.
to New York.
Yeah. We were like,
Yeah.
yo, what is this out here? Like,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like what we were listening to in New York, it was like they wasn't listening to
Yeah,
out
yeah,
here.
Now we get late.
So I'm like, oh man, okay. So my man was like, he was putting his own studio together right on William Street, right on top of No Problemos.
Yeah.
Right there,
Okay.
we owned the whole top section. We had a studio in there. We had a printing machine, like we were doing printing, and then we also even had a massage parlor. Yeah, so we had the whole. Yeah, we were we were doing good. We were doing good. Um, so he was making moves. So I wind up moving after I graduated. I graduated in '97 out of college because I was like, all right, because my man is stressing like, yo, we got to just go out there and
Yeah.
we got to really put it down out there because in New York is more, the competition is more,
Yeah.
is more.
Yeah.
So we looking
Hard
at
to be
like
seen.
right, it was hard to be seen like. So we like, all right, cool. Then our big break was back maybe in '95. I know Jules mentioned on DJ Scribbles.
Yep.
Yep.
DJ Scribble used to do Hot 97 out there, the morning show.
Yeah.
It was called a Traffic Jam, and he was doing a showcase. If you win, you get to do the promo in the morning.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
know, so we went and we tore it down. Me and my man tore it down. We wind up winning. Now we wind up getting on the morning show, the Traffic Jam. Every morning I'm going to work. I'm listening to my stuff on the radio.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like, yo,
Oh.
I'm like goosebumps. Like, wow,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
we sound good too. Like,
Yeah.
we sounding good. So from there, we like, all right. Then we started just doing more shows. Scribbles, he drew liking to us too.
Yeah.
So now he's getting us little shows here and there. So we're like, all right.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is still living in New York. We haven't even met some of the new members of Lethal Package yet.
Mhm.
This is just me and my boy.
Mhm.
But my boy was just so heavy in the streets, so like
Yeah.
he didn't really take it serious.
Yeah.
You know, like now I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
there's a
something
potential.
there.
Yeah, there's something here. We
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
good. Like
Yeah.
we just want to showcase. Now our music is on the radio. Like we sound good, you
Yeah.
know. So I started more like, all right, I want to go get more nicer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Him, he's like, oh, this man ain't bringing no money, you know. So that was his mentality.
Yeah.
But so then yeah, we just started building from there. Started building from there. So from that '95, like we started like around '92, but '95, even the name, we didn't even have a name. Where I used to work at the warehouse, I used to do packages.
Mhm.
I used to have to wrap all the packages that got ordered.
Mhm.
We would order them out. I mean, we'll pack them up, send them out, and that's how the package came. Lethal,
Wow.
the Lethal package came from Lethal Weapon. At that time, that was like the hottest
Yeah, yeah.
moving. Mel Gibson was the dude. Like everybody was loving Mel Gibson with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Lethal
Oh
Weapon.
my
Yeah. Danny
God.
Glover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they was so at that era. I'm like, man, Lethal package, like, boom, bring it up to them, and they like the idea. I'm like, yo, man, I like the idea. Lethal package, boom, 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 and we kind of ran with it.
Yeah.
And then like I said, I graduated in '97, and then I took that leap of faith and I said, you know what, in '98, I said, I'm ready to go. I already got my degree. I
Mhm.
got a little money saved. Let's go do this music thing. Let's go full throb. You know, my man wound up not wanting to do it no more.
Yeah.
So Spoonie wound up getting my boy Jaime. He was already young. He used to be around when we were coming back
Yeah.
and forth. So he was a little kid just watching us grow, but the kid was nice too. So I'm like, yo, let's rock with it. My man wanted to put us together. He was just younger than me. Like he was probably like maybe 8 years younger than me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I felt like what I was kind of talk about would be a little different from what he was going to be talk about.
Yeah.
So that's how my boy Marksman came about. Marksman was a kid from Brooklyn,
Mhm.
and he moved out here too. So they were the same age, and they were just spitting fire together. So now, like I said, I got out here when I was maybe 24, 25. We still haven't even put an album out, but we making all these moves.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't even
yeah.
have an album out,
Yeah.
nothing. We just doing shows, whatever we could do, just to do shows, and kept on writing. And then yeah, I took that leap of faith. I said '98, so packed up my stuff. Let's go. And yeah, then we just started putting the album together. We had some good people behind us, and we like, yo, let's just rock this. Then we went and got we got the promotional van with our faces on the
I
van.
remember that van.
You know,
I remember the van.
So that right there put us now out here in this area.
Yeah.
Like nobody was used to seeing that.
Yeah.
You know, in New York, they all over the place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, but out here was just so different. So we kind of locked down from Providence to like right here. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
this whole little area. and that's Khalif. Remember, Khalif.
Yeah.
He used to get us a lot of shows too. You know what I'm saying? He used to look out, and even Medina,
Yeah.
because that's when I kind of first met Medina,
Yeah, that's-
like
yeah.
a little.
Yeah.
And he put me. We were able to open up a couple of gigs for him over there in Sanctuaries. Remember Sanctuaries?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Sanctuary. Well, actually, we opened up for Fat Joe. I think it was Fat Joe, one of them. I think Fat Joe fell off the stage that day too. Yeah, he did. I
Yeah, I
think.
think I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he fell off the stage. I'm not sure we performed that night,
No.
but so yeah, we were playing our part. We were just doing our part. Back then, everybody was looking for a label. We were all
Yeah.
trying to get signed. It wasn't.
Yeah.
We didn't know nothing about independent. We didn't know nothing about
Yeah,
none of
you
that.
didn't know that he had the
Different
information.
Yeah, we didn't have none of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we were just going hard with everything.
Yeah.
So then me and Jaime, now I'm living out here, so now we hanging out more with each other, getting a vibe for each other, and we just dropped a good album. I think it was a definitely a dope album. If nobody ever heard it, Lethal Package, the shipment has arrived, and I thought at that time, man, we had some joints. We had
Yeah.
some joints. We wind up doing a tour with that van from out here, Massachusetts, all the way to Miami.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
We did a whole little tour ourselves, and we stopped at every state.
Mhm.
Every state we were looking for the hottest clubs, festivals, wherever we could go touch this mic and go perform and go sell some CDs.
Mm.
We'll find some people that were feeling us, a couple of shorties, they will help us sell some CDs. Go rent a hotel for the night, get back on the road. So we did that for a nice little 3-4 days of just going all the way to Miami. So we stopped in every state.
Yeah.
And it's not like now you could just find the hottest
yeah,
club.
yeah,
Where's the
yeah.
nearest club? Now you give everything.
Yeah,
Back
yeah,
then
you just gotta just
you had to
on the
go.
road
You had to go.
and find it yourself.
And-
yeah.
And the fact that people showed us so much love because we looked at professional. We were being professional with everything. We rolled up. We had the van. We selling CDs. We had T-shirts. We were finding places to go make T-shirts.
Yeah.
Just to print them up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the money we were making, it was just going back into
Yes.
everything. Like we sell some CDs, rent the hotel for the night. Next day, let's go print more CDs
some
or
more
burn.
CDs.
Yeah, burn more
Yes.
CDs. Like because we had our own little burning machine, but it probably 5 CDs. It was one of the smaller ones. So we'll go to I forgot where. Well, Staples, one of the Staples or one of those there, and
Mhm.
they'll do a bunch of them for us. So that was definitely a great experience for that. Like really just going. Then then Gainesville. This is actually the time Aaliyah passed away.
Mm.
We doing a show at Gainesville, Florida, and we get the news. We get the text.
Yeah.
Not even a text. We got a beep. It was a beep.
Yep.
No, but we had the sidekicks. No, we had the sidekicks.
I was gonna
Sidekicks,
say,
yeah.
what did you
your
have?
favorite
99?
five?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
This is what
Your
year?
favorite five?
99, 2000.
Yeah,
Something she passed, yeah.
2001, 2002, around there maybe. And we were in Gainesville, so we get the announcement, so we were able to tell the crowd, like we want to give a moment of silence to Aaliyah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it was like we chasing our dream, and her dream just got
Yep. Yes.
boom.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like it touched us, but we wanted to bring it up and like that, and then we played one of our songs, and like it just the energy in that place was like wow, like they just showed us like crazy love, like it was just
Yeah.
ill, yeah.
Yeah.
And then from there, we went to Miami. We opened up for Pitbull just
Mm.
before Pitbull started even getting
White
things.
tee, long white tee, Pitbull.
Yeah, white long tee. Yeah, him.
People don't know Pitbull.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until you found the formula.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. I think he even had hair.
I didn't
I'm
know
mistaken.
him.
Yeah.
But-
Pitbull, man.
but,
White tee.
yeah, we had
long white
actually-
tee.
We actually had to pay though. We paid to open up for him. Like
Yeah.
the promoter, they were like, "Yo, just give us $1,000." We're like, "All right, we got it. Let's go."
Yeah.
So we opened up for that, and it helped. Like it was just so we were playing our part. We were
Yeah.
doing everything that we were supposed to do, and it's just trying to get a deal. It was just that's where things were started getting a little tough. So what happened was, now I tell we try to get back on the road. Like, all right, let's do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Sell the CDs again. Like so now when it came to our second album, I think me personally, I felt like we lost our formula. I think we were chasing that hit.
The wrong thing or the
No, just I think we I feel I feel like we didn't stick to what we were doing. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, it would have kicked. I think now we
If yeah,
now
no,
we
I hear you.
now
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah,
now we're
yeah.
in the studio trying to come up with a hit song every
Yes,
day instead of
yes,
us
yes.
just let it
Let it
work itself.
ride.
Yeah, let
Let
it
it
work
ride.
itself.
Create.
We had a
Yes.
hot album. The beats were banging. So I think once we started trying to chase that hit, the the frustration started to build up
Mm.
amongst the artists and everything. Because now it's like, all right, we doing these songs, but now we taking these songs to labels and they're not really feeling it. So it's
Mhm.
like, all right, so let's just get back to what we were doing.
Mhm.
Eventually, I felt eventually something would have stuck.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
would it would
yeah.
definitely would have popped because we
Mhm.
had the formula. We had good lyrics. The music was dope. So it's like we just should have stick to what we were doing. Like right now, like I think of when I see Drake,
Yeah.
I feel that's Jaime.
Mm.
I feel that's Jaime before Drake
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he was nice like that. He was that quality. Marksman, Rick Ross.
Ooh.
I see him right neck and neck with him.
Yeah.
You know, my cousin Quest, which was another artist.
Mhm.
I see him as like an ODB,
Mm.
like just a Spanish version.
Yeah.
Then we had
yeah.
Patota, which was a Spanish rapper
Mhm.
before the reggaeton started
Oh,
popping.
yeah. Yeah.
So he already was making moves. So we
Yeah.
had a nice little unit of
Yeah.
people to. Our goal was to open up a label ourselves, and then everybody will start branching off.
Yeah.
Like Wu-Tang did, more or
Yeah,
less.
pretty
Yeah.
much,
Mhm.
pretty much. And then you had Cy Law, which is nice. Kid is nice.
Yes.
You had Betrayal. So we, like I said, we had a nice little unit of people that were just doing.
Sai was part of Lethal.
No, he wasn't part of Lethal.
I
He,
just
he had
remember
his own label at that time. I think it was Criminology Records or something like that. I
Yeah.
think he was with Betrayal.
Okay.
Betrayal. But Betrayal joined us, the Lethal Package.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But and he was another talented dude.
Mhm.
Could make beats. He was straight Nas. Now he's Nas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And our version.
Yeah.
So we had everything. Like I said, I'm a little older. Everybody was a little younger. So I was already thinking marketing. I just went to school for that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could just step back and kind of work everything out while everybody played their position. So I'm like, cool. And the things just started like I said, falling apart because we were chasing that song
Mm.
instead of just us doing
You.
us,
What you
just
do,
us.
What you do?
It's something with it. I know it deep down. It would have happened.
Yeah.
Definitely would have happened
Yeah.
because we had a nice unit of rappers that were nice. Like I said, I just named you a couple of good artists right now. When I see them, I'm like, wow, man, that's when they first dropped, when they came out, when Drake first came out, I'm like, wow, man,
Yeah.
that's Jaime right there, man.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
crazy. That's
It's
Jaime.
just that the Drake found his formula,
Right.
Yeah.
and every
Right.
every popular artist has a formula.
Yeah.
If you like I said with Pitbull, Pitbull wasn't the 3-piece suit Pitbull you see now. He just found his formula.
Mhm.
You have someone like I always say LL Cool J found his formula.
Yep.
Yep.
He's a hardcore, like one of the nicest rappers out there, but his formula was those lady songs.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That
Yep.
got him. Yeah, he still did the hardcore rap,
Yeah.
but his formula to get it big was the lady.
Lady,
He found
yeah.
his phone.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I need love. I need love was his
Yes.
his
That
first.
was it. He
Yeah.
found it.
And you heard the story on that. They didn't even want it. They didn't even
Yeah.
want to push that.
He didn't want to push
They,
that.
they-
Yeah.
they thought it was slow. They were like, "Come on, man, nobody's gonna dance to that."
Yeah.
And he
And they
he convinced
do.
them. Yeah, he convinced them
Yeah.
and said, "Nah, man, listen, I know this is gonna work."
Yeah.
So your advice in this space, in this conversation that you would give to the other people, like when you say in your heart what you felt, what advice would you give to someone else in that space?
Right. Just stay doing what you're doing.
Mhm.
Especially if you're getting it. Like I said before, we dropped our album, we were already making noise.
Yes.
We already had a nice little buzz. You know what I'm saying? Like the buzz.
From here to down south.
Yeah, our buzz
You're
was
buzzing.
nice. Our buzz it wasn't like a just outside buzz. We were making noise. I mean, AOL, remember American Online?
Yes.
That's the only way we used to actually, because we had a site on it. That's how people like, oh man, we love your CD.
Yeah.
This one time I remember pulling up in the gas station to get gas. I see somebody rocking our song. I
Yeah.
don't even know the person
Yeah.
jamming to that. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So when you start seeing that, man, you like,
Yeah.
there's a chance.
Yeah.
There's a chance if you just stick with it, but just stick with it, man. That's all it really is. Like, and find your formula, find
Yeah.
what you want to be too as an artist. You can't be a casual artist, but then you're talking about murdering. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to find
Yeah.
where you want to be as an
So
artist too.
I want to talk. Yeah, let's get into this,
Yep.
like the business part and the creation part of being an artist and through your experience,
Mhm.
because I feel like, I don't know, like you talk about the hustle, where you had to get in your van and go to these different. So I'm assuming in these clubs they weren't booked already. These are places where you just drove to and try to get booked at
That's
these clubs,
it. Right.
So just to be heard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now when you look at artists today, they have so much access um, to put them, so much things to put their music out, access to put their music out.
Right.
So let me ask you this: what is the best way to do it now, as far as like a lot of people were more worried about the visual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Videos. You
Yep.
know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Yep.
But in my sense, and I'm using like my brother for an example,
Yep.
because we always have this debate.
Right.
Because my brother's very visual.
Right,
and
right.
He's good at that.
Yeah.
And he's good at making the music and everything like that. But where I think the piece is missing, because my brother has a lot of good music.
Yeah, he does.
A lot of
Yeah.
people have not heard,
Right.
and so it's almost like put out in every aspects of things, and people hear it and it'll catch on. The visual
Right.
is going to come later.
Right.
So as far as what you experienced, the hustle and the access that these kids have now, how should they go about it? Because you still got to have the same type of hustle.
No, yeah, you definitely
what
do.
I'm saying?
You definitely do. You got to want it on top of that. But it's just easier now to get fans, though.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier because you could do what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Right in your house, make
Right.
a song,
Yeah.
put it right out, boom, and now you got to start creating your fan base.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be people that are gonna like your stuff, and there's gonna be people that are
People
not
that
gonna
don't
like
like your
it. So
stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But
Mhm.
but that's the target that you got to find that target,
Yeah.
and then all right, this is what works. This is not what's working, this and that. But now, yeah, I think it's just easier because of social media.
Because
No question.
Yeah, it's
you got to
just-
have like tough skin, because like I always say this, you can't choose what's a hit.
No, you don't. That's what I'm saying. You just don't.
You may think it's good,
Right.
but the consumer don't.
Right.
Yep.
It's almost like the I need love. You don't want to do it,
Right.
but the consumer wants it.
Yes.
Right.
And now there's your formula, and it probably wasn't in your plan when you started, but that's your formula, because
Right.
that's what the consumer wants from you.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it goes back to sticking with your formula.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, I mean, you could change your style a little, maybe the beat a little.
Yeah.
But like I said, for us, I think down the road, I think us chasing that one hit is what kind of like derailed us.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
now every time it was just making a song for the party.
Yeah.
So it was like
Yeah.
we got away from, all right, let's talk about deeper stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about reality. Let's talk
Yeah.
about this. Because especially for me, because I was more of a conscious rapper.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say
yeah,
that's
I'm
what-
a conscious rapper, so it's like now I'm trying to do these party joints, talking about this and that and things that I don't feel comfortable kind of talking about like that,
Yeah.
like bitches and this and
Yeah.
that's not me. Like that's
Yeah.
not, what I'm saying. The lifestyle is there, but me, I'm more of a conscious rapper. So it for me, it was like, it became a little tough for me
Yeah.
to now do a party joint.
Party joint.
Yeah, a party joint, like something
Yeah.
like, because it was, everybody was popping bottles, and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
how much could
that's
you?
easy.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. That's
easy.
too easy. Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
like how many people could really do that? Like, all right, yeah, all right, we're gonna talk about popping bottles, chains, and cars.
Mhm.
That wasn't where I was at mentally, at least,
Yeah.
Jay,
So-
now, like, what I want to ask you as a woman,
Mhm.
when you hear hip hop, because obviously, back then it was very male dominated. So as a woman, what gravitated you to the form of hip hop that made you a fan?
Me,
Yeah.
art. When he said Beat Street, it put me right on my couch
Mm.
back in the day watching the something about the city and the art of it, like the graffiti part,
Mhm.
I drew a bond
Yeah.
to.
Mm.
And then it pulled me into the lyrics, the history, the story of what they're actually experiencing, because
Mhm.
that didn't pull me in at first, right? It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just the
The
beat,
art.
the art. Like, look at these
Yeah,
people
yeah,
getting
yeah.
together and creating
Yep.
Mhm.
and seeing that, the breakdancing.
Breakdancing. Yeah.
And that's what got me into hip hop,
Hold on one
watching
second.
that.
Yeah. You used,
You're on the Wind Down podcast show. Who's speaking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the word, man? You guys still on?
Yeah, you're literally on the radio still.
Oh, all right.
Hey, you might as well do a
Later.
plug for a new track or something.
yeah.
At least give us your IG. I don't know.
Yo, this guy's calling me while I'm on the show.
He's like, "Are you talking about me, bro?"
and
He was like,
and he
yeah,
hangs up.
hey. That was my brother Sterling. Yo, I guess he had nothing to say.
Oh, okay. He must be watching.
Yeah, he is.
Either
He's
that
like,
or
"Are
his
you still
ears
talking about me?"
ringing. His ears
Yeah.
No,
ringing.
he was calling for something because he
He's
heard
like-
me mention his name.
Yeah, he's like, yo,
yeah.
who's talking about me, man? Give me a number. Give me a number.
Yeah. He goes, all right. Yo, lay off the weed.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Hey.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but
He-
definitely the art and all that. Like I
The
said,
art.
yeah,
That's
the
what
so-
hooked me. Like the trains, the
the
spray
train, yeah.
paint, like
'cause
the tagging.
train-
Even going out 2 years ago when I went to New York, I went to a spot where they do. It's every borough goes there to get their spray paint. So I met the dude and we were talking about the art and how spray paint, like how it all began, and it just that attracted
right.
attracted me to
No,
it.
that's dope. That's good
Yeah.
to even know.
Yeah,
because
I
it
have him
really
on IG
It
and
really
stuff,
is.
but
Yeah.
just yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause-
So he's like
'cause
all
even-
the artists in the
'cause
five boroughs come there.
even when you go back to breaking, when you go back to breakdancing, that used to be a thing too. They used to get the cardboard,
Yeah,
put it on the floor,
Yeah.
tape it around, and
Yeah.
these guys are just doing their thing. Like
Mhm.
so, it was everything. Like I said, I got to at least experience a lot of that breakdancing, graffiti, and then just like I said, just watching African Bombata.
Mhm.
That like
But that's hip hop.
that's hip hop.
Like hip hop is not necessarily the music.
right,
Hip hop is a culture.
right,
yes,
Right.
You know, it's like rap music is just part of the hip hop
culture, right.
And you know, and you need to understand. You know, people need to understand that. That's why I think, you know, just to veer off a little bit, I think they're doing a bad job of celebrating the 50 years of hip hop.
Yep.
I don't think they're like someone who like a Heavy D. They're not. They're
Right.
not. Like, I loved Heavy D.
Yeah, me too.
You
me too.
know,
yeah.
and he has some hip hop anthems,
Mhm.
and he found his formula.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? He did
definitely
find his
did. Yeah,
formula.
Did.
yeah,
That I'm gonna play some Heavy D.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Nah,
yeah.
yeah, definitely. Nah, hey, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
He's definitely right there.
Yeah.
Heavy D is one of my favorites. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, but it's crazy though, because
Mm.
the I think it's just there's no more substance. That's all it is, man.
Yeah,
It's just a beat and a hook now.
You see it in the Billboard charts because usually, you know, for years, you know, in the top 10 Billboard charts, they always had, you know, a few hip hop music songs. Now it's not as much anymore.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, I think it's not because of. I think hip hop is coming a very depressing type of music, in my opinion, when I listen to it.
Right.
And no matter of fact, I went right. I'm gonna get back on in the lane because I really want to later on. I want to get into when we talk about parties and events.
Yeah.
You know, I want to talk about because obviously we're older and we've partied
Right.
where we partied to the times where that dance floor was packed.
Right. Right.
You know,
right.
you left there
yeah.
sweating.
Yeah. No
Sweating.
phone. No nothing.
No, nothing.
You
There
just-
goes your John and
now
blow
people are just
dry.
in their little groups and their cliques and it's chilling and it's
Right.
not.
Right. Right.
you know,
Right. Yeah.
if you want to talk to a girl, you got to talk to the whole crew. To get to the girl, you got to get
Yeah.
everybody's.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like, but I digress. We're gonna get into
Right.
that.
Gotcha.
We're gonna get into that.
I think
Okay.
you better
My
call
person-
Tyrone.
Um,
But yeah.
so you moved to New Bedford. And
Yes.
a lot of people that we have that's on as a guest, you know, because we like to highlight people from New Bedford and the people that grew up in this environment. Explain, you know, your experience in this New Bedford environment. It's not New York, it's not Bronx, New York.
Right.
So you slow down.
Yeah.
So how has this environment influenced you into the man you are now? And you know, and just your experience in general, because I think it's totally different living than
Right.
what you came from.
Well, when I first came out here, I actually landed a job at New Bedford High School as a substitute teacher.
Oh shoot!
No
Yeah,
way.
yeah, I did that actually for 5 years. And And what helped me get that job now, which I felt good,
Mhm.
was my degree.
Yeah.
I had,
Yeah.
I was able to use the college credits that I did earn to.
Mhm.
Like, I didn't go there for. I didn't apply for that job.
Yeah.
I just went into the school, the building itself, maybe trying to get some customer service work, some data entry, working whatever, whatever I could get a job. And yeah, I wound up getting a subsidy. They just threw me in there, kind of. So I'm like, all right, cool. But it was a great experience, great
Mhm.
Yeah.
experience, because you now you're dealing with kids that can relate to you a little. I'm in there with tattoos.
Mhm.
I'm lethal package rapping.
Mhm.
So now people like, oh, Bob,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
so to me it was a good look, like, all right. So that was good. And then and that's really just staying to myself, really. I mean, that's it. I was focused on the music,
Mhm.
and relationship wise, I mean, I've been single more out here than
Mhm.
in a relationship,
Yeah.
because I was just so focused on
Mhm.
getting this music going,
Yeah.
get it going. When that kind of fell apart,
Mhm.
so it was just like, what do I do next? So
Yeah.
so I almost went back to New York.
Mhm.
I almost went back, but Pete Down, good friend of mine is right there.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, nah, man, you can't, man. You gotta figure it out, man. You gotta find something to do. Cause that's, like I said, I was kind of going through a tough time, because, like I said, it's no more lethal package now. Like,
Yeah.
what
So
do I
what's the
do
plan?
after this? Yeah, what's the plan now? Like, so I was kind of stuck there for a little while. I had a bad breakup, and I tore my ACL at the all in one
Damn.
time. Yeah, yeah,
Jesus.
Happens in threes,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I know.
So
Happens
it
in
was
threes.
it was ugly. It was, and I just moved into a new place. Yeah, so I'm like, wow, this is not
Shoot.
happening. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, this is not happening to me right now. Like, this is, and like I said, I didn't really. I had friends out here, but I didn't have friends. I don't have no aunts out here. I got
Mhm.
no family member out here. It's
Yeah.
not like I could go to an aunt's house
Yeah.
or uncle's house.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Yeah, I don't have none of that. I didn't have none of that. Had a
So
couple
you was dealing with a lot, and you really didn't have a support
of
system.
support, right?
And you're trying to figure it out by yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much,
Uh-huh.
pretty much. And yeah, and then then that's when I started getting into the promotion game. You want to continue to talk that, or
Well,
go?
we're gonna
Yeah.
take a music
Yeah,
break
All right,
I mean,
yeah.
because
yeah.
that's where I want to. I want to
Got you.
stop right there, and I want to take a music break. We're gonna get into now Joe Carrion,
Mhm.
the promoter, um, and all the events that he's been involved with, and the person who you know now today. You listen to the Wind Down Podcast and WMB1 Radio. Listen, anybody that's watching on, there's so many places that this show's being streamed on, as far as on Facebook Live, of different pages. If you want to listen to the music that we play, and we also continue listen to the conversations, download the WMB1 Radio app. It's available on Android and Apple outlets. And you listen to the Wind Down Podcast on WMB1 Radio, presented by Manolani Saray. We're gonna play some Eric B. and Rakim, Microphone Fiend. We'll be right back after this.
Nice.
As soon as I can play it. Yes. We're back in the Wind Down podcast on WMB1 Radio. I am your host, B. Cotta, and
Yeah.
with my co-host, J9. I'm not continuing it because Herman's
I
back in the building, and I don't want
know.
disrespect.
G9, what rhymes with 9? I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
I ain't doing it. And our special guest, um, Joe Carry On. We're gonna carry on with Carry On. That's what this show's all about.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Joe. I want to get into the whole promoting thing. You
Okay.
promoted a lot of events. It's
Mhm.
another night.
Another night,
That's
yeah.
your thing. That's just
Another night, yeah. Another
right?
good night. Another good night.
Another
Yeah,
good night.
Another good night, yeah.
All right. So like, how did you get into that? Now you coming from New York. You went through your trials and tribulations in New York in a time where hip hop was being born.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you make the leap to join your boy in New Bedford and try to develop a group that was kind of successful and Lethal Package. All right,
Mm-hmm.
that's done.
Yeah.
You're going through a transition where the stuff hit in threes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You go through a bad breakup and tore your knee out.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Lethal Package is done. You're going through a dark place in
Right,
time.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just rehashing.
No,
what I'm talking about.
that's pretty
You don't
good.
have
It's pretty
tissues.
good. Yeah.
Like
You don't have
Jay-Z with the
tissues.
mind,
Yeah,
yo.
yeah.
I'm doing lyrics, yo.
That-
I'm doing lyrics.
That was
right?
pretty. That was pretty
I'm
good.
just letting you know I'm paying attention.
yeah.
I'm not here just to be a
No,
little
no.
cute. You know what I'm saying?
Respectfully, thank
All right.
you.
And
No,
And now you're in a place where you want to start doing parties. Is that the correct timeline?
yeah, more or less.
More or less?
Yeah, more or less. 'cause
Get
like
ready
I
to
said,
leave the area, finish your.
now I'm already out here.
Yeah.
I'm living out here already, and like I said, the group fell apart. I had a breakup, tore my knee, and just that's I was reflecting.
Yeah.
Now I'm just home for 6 months,
Yeah.
rehab, and just thinking now. Like I said, I had no family,
No family.
no nothing.
No, yeah.
Had a couple of friends that would come show some love, this and that. But for the most part, I'm like, all right, now what do I do? Like I said, I was gonna go back to New York. I was like, you know what? Let me just go back to New York. But my Pete Down was the one that convinced me, like, nah, man, yo, you just gotta just let's start doing music. Well, he wanted me to stay rapping. That's what it was,
Mhm.
because he did production as well. So I just wasn't like I wasn't into it no more now. Like it was like it took a lot out of me.
Yeah.
You know, just trying to get this group off the ground and keep pushing in and pushing. And I never found myself as a solo artist. So I was like, that's what kind of held me back a little. I'm like, do I want to now? I already know the work it takes just to be in a group.
Yeah.
Imagine now trying to come up with songs
On your own.
on my own.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I was a little older now. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just try to get into the promotion game. And the Eagle, remember the Eagle in
Yeah,
Fall
the
River?
Eagle, yeah.
That was my first spot that I grabbed. Pete Down's, well, I didn't meet Pete Down yet. Just Pete Down came after. When I got that, Chubby Chubbs was my first DJ in there. I did an all white and red party. Nobody even knew what that was out here.
Yeah.
You know, it was different. So I just kind of mimicked something that they were doing in New York and bring it out here.
Yeah.
And then my boy, may he rest in peace. He was heavy in the thing out there in New York, doing the promotion. Arnold Mad Dog, and I just hit him up, started kind of picking his brain, like, man, like, what should I do? Like, well, pretty much just told him, hey, man, get a decent place, find a local DJ, and you could start from there. And that's pretty much what I did, because I was spending money on getting all these big DJs, and I wasn't making the money back.
Mhm.
You know, so I'm like, this is kind of not adding up to me. I'm spending all this money and not making it. So then that's when I kind of started building with him. Like, man, just get a local DJ, work from there. So now I get Pete Down. That's how I found Pete Down. He lived in Fall River, and it just took off. It just, the Eagle we had going, but the owner there, he was going through legal problems and stuff like that. So he was forced to shut down. After we were probably there for like 2 months. So he was just trying to make as much money as he can. But for me, I'm like, wow, all right, now I'm making good money now. Like, geez, just stop.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, well, now what do I do? So now I just started grabbing other spots, but it was just a lot of hood spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't land something that was good. So for my first maybe 2 years, 3 years, it was just straight hood.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
that was my crowd. It is what it was, you know. The
Built her way
international,
up.
yeah, club internationals.
Yeah, I
and
remember that.
yeah.
Was it
Right on Main Street on
Fall
Fall
River?
River. Yeah, right
Yeah.
across the street from Dunkin'
Donuts?
Donuts.
Yep.
Right there. So I grabbed that and I did well there. I did very good, but like I said, it was just tough.
Yeah.
It was just a tough crowd, and just working my way up, finding another spots here and there, and that's when now I tore my ACL. So boom, on the same time I'm going through that. So now I can't even work. I'm 6 months rehab, so I can't do nothing, and that's when I'm like just thinking, what should I do? And that's when Visions came about.
Visions. I remember
Yeah.
Visions.
Where Visions just opened up, and I was able to land I went there in crutches and everything. I had my cast on and everything just to go check this place out. Sat down with the owner. I said, "Listen, this is what we could do." Boom, 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 and yeah, and then it just took off from there because it was just a place for people to go. I mean, that's why I do it. You know, like I said, I just start being an entertainer at the same time. I'm looking at myself like, all right, I could still be an entertainer. I could still control the crowd. I could still
Yeah.
talk to the people. Because that was always what I wanted to do anyway. Even if I was an artist, I just wanted to travel.
What? Now, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. What influenced you to promote? What gave you the idea to even try it?
Now we go back to the situation with Africa Mombada.
Okay.
Just seeing that vision of all these people having a good time, you know, and that always stuck with me because, like I said, I never saw that many people together having fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that always stuck in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like that's what I want to do. I want to create a great vibe for people to come out and enjoy themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that was always the goal. So my name was Casual Joe. My rap name was Casual Joe before. So then I stood with the Casual and made it with the Casual ENT, Casual Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
But and then I have a saying with the Casuals, and can all souls unite, appreciate love every night together.
Okay.
The whole Casual ENT.
Yeah.
You know, so that was the whole thing. So I had a whole vision for that too. Like I wanted my nights to be very casual. As I started learning more, working at Entourage. Remember Entourage? Entourage with Randy. Randy, good dude, man. Mad love. He was partial owner there. So he started showing me more of the business side to it. More than just me promoting. He was like, man, yo, you gotta get into this, get into that. And he was letting me get into buying into the liquor. Because the liquor is where the money's at, you know? So he was showing me how all that works, how you order this, so
You mean as far as running the club itself?
right, running the club itself.
Yeah.
You know, just in general. And so I started learning more. I'm like, wow, I could be making more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could definitely be making more. So
That's what the money is.
yeah. So with him, a lot of owners ain't gonna do that, but he used to let me invest into the liquor.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So I used to get a kickback from it. On top of VIPs, doors, I did a little everything. That's when. So when he left there, that's when he went to Van Gogh. Remember Van Gogh when it turned from Monet? Then you had Demetrius and Demetrius and Randy.
And Randy,
Yep. Remember them two?
Yep.
So I learned so much from them. Like really, like they put me underneath their wing because they knew what I was bringing to the table, and they could have easily just whatever. But they took me under the wing and they were like, nah, man, yo, do this, do that. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then it just, like I said, it was just trying to find places that people feel comfortable going to.
Yeah.
And learning to get good DJs. Like everything at the end of the day is still the DJ. The DJ gotta make the party.
Yeah.
So
that's what I want to get into.
Until the clock.
It's so there's times where I tell you the difference between partying now. You're doing shows back then, and now you're doing shows now.
Yep.
Right? I mean events now and shows.
Shows,
also.
yep.
And like you just did a show, the freestyle.
Yeah.
You did in Providence.
Yep.
You know, and
at the Strand.
And those are always big shows for you.
Yeah.
That freestyle music.
It's right. It definitely brings me back.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember my aunts.
Mm-hmm.
My aunts are getting dressed to go out.
Yeah.
I remember them listening to all that. Like,
all that.
I'm young. I can't go out, but that's all they were singing. So
let's get deep into the whole night out thing. All right.
Yep.
Because I'm gonna give you my opinion. 'Cause,
Yeah, sure.
Like, I'm more of an old head now and stuff
Right.
like that. And I noticed there's times when, like, this is, you're out and you listen to today's music and it's cool, whatever. But when they put on that set, which is now old school now,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's a change in feeling you have inside you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you get that? Because y'all more in the scene than I am.
Right.
Do you still get it when that DJ plays the old school set that every had? But
Mm.
our music back then is the old school set. Now.
Right.
Do you feel that difference of transition of a feeling being in it as much as you are week after week?
Yeah, because I'd rather listen to our style of music, our
Yeah.
old school music.
Yeah.
80s, 90s, but the 80s, 90s now is like it's not even old school no
No,
more.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
2000 is
2000,
yeah.
old school now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like I said, it's just the sound itself.
Mhm.
Do
That-
you feel like it affects the way people are partying?
Good question. I don't think so because I just what it is today. The way people party now, like we were just talking, everybody got their phones out. Everybody,
Yeah.
they're not really. To me, they are enjoying themselves, but they enjoying themselves in their own little
Yeah.
bubble.
Yeah.
More when I used to party, or all of us used to party, it was like the whole place is together, like
Yeah.
the unity. You didn't even have to know a person, but
No.
it was just the
Yeah.
vibe, everything. Because there was no phones, there was none of that. I mean, there was phones, but we not there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got people dancing with their phones sometimes
Yeah.
the whole night.
Yeah.
Yo,
They're not even next to
Yeah,
somebody. Like,
could you like take the phone, like put it down, like just enjoy
Yeah.
it. So I think that's just a difference. And then the music is just it's no substance to me.
That's the thing.
There's
but,
no
but
substance.
what they are saying, do you feel like it changes? Like Berto's question, like
Yeah.
I personally, but I'm not there
Right.
like you are, but feel like it does change the energy when
No,
you're
it
hearing these
does.
different lyrics and stuff. Then
No, and then so like now it's depending on the crowd that you also bringing in.
yeah.
The fact that I'm able to still get an older crowd to come out and enjoy themselves is a
Yeah.
blessing itself. Because I mean, you got the 35. I don't find that old, but
Yeah.
but people may think, oh, you're 35 years old, you're still partying, this or that. What?
What?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's crazy.
I
Like,
got more money now than I did when I was 20. You talking
Yeah.
about? I'm gonna be partying more.
and not only that, we all work. People work during the week, all week.
Yeah.
And they entitled to go out every weekend.
Yeah.
Even they want to go out every weekend.
Yeah.
So what? As long as they're taking care of their responsibilities and
yeah.
paying it, whatever they got to do, then why? Like, but I get an older crowd that do come out. I did a couple of Sweet 16s now,
Okay.
so
Really?
I started getting into doing birthday parties as well. So that was a little different transition because you can't play those old school music.
music,
They're not gonna know.
They definitely not gonna.
They're not
know
gonna
that.
know that. So now you got to play all this young stuff that, like I said,
And but is
Yeah,
it hard
kids
to especially for the DJ? Is it hard for like a 16 or Sweet 16 or a 16th birthday to decipher because the music is very raunchy now?
it's raunchy, crazy.
So, but
like I'm surprised the 16-year-old. Like I said, I'm like, do you want the swears? Do you want clean version? Well, they don't care. They're like, yeah,
They don't
Play
care.
they don't
music.
care. Play the music. Don't worry, whatever they want to
And that's
listen
why I
to.
go back to the first question I asked you when you came in.
Mhm.
Is like the type of music that you listen to, and the reason why I asked that question because I said music is such
Mhm.
an influential,
Yep.
and this is what I mean when it comes to influential. I think people don't see the deepness how it affects society in itself.
Oh yeah, because it's pushed. It's pushed.
Yeah,
Like everything negative is being pushed.
yeah.
Everything with music. It's
It's
like
over sexualized.
Yeah.
everything.
Yes.
Everything. It's just crazy. It's
Now
just-
this is that's why I put it as a topic and it's a good transition to
Yep.
a topic. And J9, please,
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
you on this
Give
one
it
right
to
here.
me, yeah.
Do you feel that they're over glorifying ratchetness?
I think yeah.
I do. I'm
I
like,
think so too.
you want me to
Yeah.
answer like this?
Yeah.
Yes, all day.
I think so too.
all day.
I think so too.
How do you feel about that? Like as a promoter, as a woman,
As a parent,
as a
Right, parent,
parent,
right.
as a parent,
Like yeah.
it's just
Yeah, like I said, going back to that Sweet 16 party, like the music that they were requesting was like, I'm like, whoa.
couldn't even
Like,
imagine.
yeah, I couldn't
right?
imagine. Like I know my moms would not even let me listen to none of
yeah.
something like that.
That's like
before,
the
you
man
know?
that makes the iPhone that won't let his kid play on
But,
it.
yeah.
But
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah.
So the fact that like you said, it's definitely more upfront now. Like I mean, yeah, we had Little Kim, we had things like,
Yeah.
but it was still flow into it. It was more creative with it. It wasn't more like just like bang 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 bang.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, before at least there was substance to it. I don't think these, like I
Mhm.
said, I think all these rappers now, a lot of them to me they're not making no sense. They just rapping.
No, but who's promoting that, right? Who's
Right,
above
the
them
labels,
saying this?
yeah, the
The
labels, yeah, the
labels.
labels,
Who's
yeah,
running
of
the
course.
industry.
Of course, because you don't really. I mean, look, the only person right now, like, got to give credit to Nas. Nas is still able
Still
to just,
doing it. Yeah.
and he just spoke recently, like, man, I'm just gonna make albums. That's
Yeah,
it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Whether you like it or not, I'm gonna be putting things out. And now he's trying to get some of the older
Yeah.
rappers now back
Yeah.
to get into that swing of things too. Like, so what, you old? If you're older, you should be still able to write music
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever, some of that nature.
Yeah.
So
Do you feel like, do you feel like that type of style, that type of content, that type of music is coming back because you see the effect on billboards where hip hop's not probably the main genre of
right,
music anymore.
no more.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think it's not because it's not good music. I think it's the content is just killing the game.
Right, and it's saturated.
Mhm.
There's so many MCs now.
Yeah.
I'm not even MCs. I don't think there's no more MCs.
No. MC.
I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like, yeah. I don't. Like, I haven't
Right.
heard of a nice MC like
Yeah.
that. But otherwise, the music that's being put out is like. But that's my nights. I don't play that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So my nights are more. I'm gonna still get that 80s, 90s, early 2000 crowd that does still come out to listen to that music.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'll leave those 316 now that I'm doing more parties. I'll leave that. Hey, they paying me. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta
But
get what they want.
do I like playing it? No,
Mhm.
because I gotta hype. I'm hyping these kids
Yeah.
up and all that. Now I'm hyping kids up to
Yeah.
twerk and this and that. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, and then you watching it, like, I'm like, oh my god, like,
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
right.
like-
what's going
Yeah,
on
like,
over
yo,
here?
yo.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much. It's
another
like,
thing
so
of
it's
drawing
like,
that line, but how? Yeah.
so it's like, but it makes me think, do I want to even do Sweet 16 parties
Yeah,
now? You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it's like,
because you don't want to just be part of the problem. Of
yeah,
because you're just creating bad vibes in the society, in my opinion.
no, yeah, definitely. It's definitely a lot of negative, and definitely negative energy.
Yeah.
Definitely negative. And but like you said, it is the labels, they making money off of it, and
It's sad because these events are made to like what you put on the let off steam, have a good time.
time, right,
Yeah, you had a rough week, but I'm having a good time,
Mm.
having fun with my friends.
Right.
But when you go into establishments, not like your events, but
just in general.
just in general,
Yep.
the music is literally going to bring you more down. Like when I listen to
Yeah.
music now, it brings me more down. It's not upbeating. You know what I'm saying? There's not much music that like excites me anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, definitely now. That's what I'm saying. I don't listen to a lot of new music now.
Yeah.
Maybe J. Cole,
J. Cole.
pretty much that's it. I like that's it really. I mean, I
Yeah,
know there's a
yeah.
couple of them here and there. Little
Yeah.
Baby. I like Little Baby
Yeah,
too.
I
You know
like,
what I'm
I like
saying?
the baby. I
Yeah,
like
the baby's nice.
Yeah.
At least one of the younger ones.
Yeah.
But they just, to me, they all sound alike.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
all sound alike. So it's like you don't even know who's who sometimes.
Mhm.
You're like, man, who's this now? Like,
Yeah.
so it's like, okay. Until you hear like, oh, that was Little Baby. All right.
Yeah.
So, but for the most part, yeah, I don't think the music is definitely not close to what we were listening
No way.
to. And even the love making music, like there's no even good love making music.
You don't
no
even
more.
play, remember you used to play slow songs at the end of
And the
club
night, yeah, you
Oh,
used to be able to
man.
dance, yeah. That
You
yo.
want to look for that girl you were trying to holler
Yeah.
at,
Yeah.
and then she's on the dance floor. Someone do already. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Eat."
hate it. Yep. And you bought her a drink. You're like, shucks.
Fuck, she got me.
A double. You got her a
Yeah,
double.
yeah. I remember the slow dancing at the end.
slow
Yeah,
dancing,
you had like
man.
you had three nice
Yeah.
songs real quick
Yeah,
before you got out.
Yep. You
You
try
know.
to time it up. You don't know when the DJs. We know it's coming the last 15 minutes,
Yeah.
right?
Not no more.
They don't even do that
Nah,
anymore.
it's
No,
like-
they don't.
Just,
it's like-
lights come on. That's it. You're out.
Yeah,
They'll
man.
play
And I
Drake.
hate that, man. Like, I hate when they do that.
Yeah.
Man, just gradually get people
Gradually,
out of here, man.
yeah.
Like, come on, man. I mean, most DJs know. They know already.
Yeah.
Some DJs don't. They want to turn up at 1:30 something
Yeah, yeah.
and boost up everybody up.
Yeah,
no,
you gotta-
man.
it's
You
an
gotta,
art to
yeah.
it.
It's an art to it. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's definitely an art to it.
Do you have a
And-
favorite DJ?
I gotta give
Dead
it
or
a
alive.
Dead or Alive.
This is one of my
What
I
in
really
the
want
game or
five,
just in general?
no, in
DJs I
general,
work
not
with.
even
Yeah,
that
well,
you've worked
I
with.
will ask it
All right.
in
Okay.
yours. But go ahead.
Yes.
No, but what she's saying
Yeah.
in
Uh,
general.
It
in
just
ge-
in general,
in
not
general,
not like you've worked with or
got
this.
you.
It's just
Kid Capri,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kid Capri.
I feel like that's everyone's go-to around here, like on the shows. That yeah.
Him and I remember going back in the days on DJ Doo Wop.
Doo-wop. Remember Doo-wop?
Doo Wop. He used to do some club back in New York that I used to go faithfully every week. That was like the
Mhm.
spot, but he was always killing it,
Yeah.
killing it. Just the way he used to rock on the mic and everything. So Doo Wop and Kid Capri
Yeah.
coming up, and really that's it. Like those are
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ones.
yeah. I'm just saying,
know,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
I would go with Kid Capri. Kid
Not
Capri
people
was
you've worked, yeah.
yeah, and people I work. Like I said, Pete Down definitely. Me and him like work perfect together because he don't like talking on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
He's very humble, but he just knows his music.
Yeah.
Like he just knows how to get people on the floor. He knows how to get them off. He knows how to get them to the bar to buy drinks. He's that dude for that.
We try to
Yeah.
get Pete Down on the show today.
Yeah.
I wanted a
Mm.
live DJ for the show.
Shout out Pete Down, man,
Yeah.
to you and your family.
I'm working on that part of the show. I
Yeah.
want to just get a live DJ on the show and get that feel where
Mhm.
people really understand and know how the music aspect of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's,
so-
that's,
In the
I-
cut.
Yeah, so-
It's coming.
yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it definitely worked for me because like I said, I was able to use the mic, help him out. So he used to he'd be like, "Oh, good man," because I hate talking on the mic.
Yeah.
So it was like a done, Batman and Robin type thing. And then I give it a half pint. I really
Half pint, yo,
yeah,
don't
I
sleep
really
on a
yeah
half,
no
yeah.
yeah half pint he's a beast too.
Yeah,
So
he is.
I definitely love working with him. And then Chubbs, of course, DJ Jules, of course.
Ruckus.
Yeah.
Ruckus.
Yeah.
Ruckus, we just killed it yesterday,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he just knows how to work the crowd.
Mhm.
So that's pretty my
Finesse, I saw
Yeah.
Finesse.
finesse
last
too.
night.
Yeah, finesse
yeah.
too. But that's my go-to. Pete
Yeah.
Down, half pint, Jules, Chubbs, and Ruckus.
All right, so let's
Yeah,
talk about it.
alright.
You're rocking a party, all right? We're
Mhm.
gonna get into like this whole thing we're promoting.
Yep.
And what I noticed, because I'm one of my closest friends is Sean Medina.
Yeah.
Right. And Sean Medina has this thing where he'll go behind the DJ and he'll literally sometimes tell the DJ what song to play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And like what song to play next because Sean Medina has this knack of understanding the crowd.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what
Mhm.
song's gonna hit and when. And he has his he's the kind of person where I know I'm gonna say at this particular song because
Right.
the guy has the gift of gab.
Right,
you
right.
know? Do you do that? When you go behind that DJ booth and get on the mic, do you let the all right play this song or play this set because you know how you want to rock the
Yeah.
mic to help the crowd even get
Yeah.
more into the
But-
party?
Yep. I'll normally would tell the DJ at first from the way we can this the style of music we want to play for tonight.
Okay.
80s. If we doing 80s, we doing 80s.
Yeah, that's
If
it.
somebody asks us for a new song, no.
No.
That's it.
Okay.
So I stick with that. So, but then there's times, the DJ's having an off night,
Yeah.
and I'm in the crowd, so I'm of course you feeling that vibe because you get that.
Yeah.
A couple of times I do go behind the DJ. I think if you play this right now,
Yeah.
and boom, and
Yeah.
it works.
It works.
Like it just works, and then he just feeds right off of that,
Yeah.
and then
So,
So sometimes, I mean, and it's good to I don't mind that when you have DJs that don't mind that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
DJs I'm like, nah, don't tell me what to play.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right,
They're
cool, all right.
They're not as humble. enough.
Right. And they're not humble
Yes.
enough. I'm like, listen, I'm not taking the credit. I'm just saying I think this will work right now, this
Yeah.
minute, just the vibe. But for the most part, I don't do it a lot, but there's times that I have to go to the
Now through
DJ.
your process, because say you began being a promoter and you're getting DJ, you're a new promoter. You don't have a name for yourself
Right.
and everything like that. So you have to work with newer DJs that probably not as experienced.
Yeah.
All right. That transition. Because DJ is an art
Yeah.
where you gotta understand the crowd, what song to hit. A lot of DJs will come with like what I think I'm not a DJ, will have a preset set.
Right.
Mhm.
Of songs because
Yeah.
to like I watched Kid Capri. I remember watching Kid Capri at Joe Vaughn's.
Yep.
This is when they carried the crates.
Crates. Yeah.
And he had mad crates behind him. Right. It's to watch him DJ and
Yeah.
pick out the music,
Right.
yeah.
records. He don't have the computer in front of him and
Right.
everything like that.
Right.
And then put it on the part of the
Mhm.
song or what song he wants to mix it into the song.
Yeah.
It's amazing to
That's-
do.
To see, yeah.
You know, and if anybody want to understand how hard and amazing, go watch Evolution of Hip Hop on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
There's an episode that talks about Grandmaster Flash. It's Grandmaster Flash, right? Actually, he's the one that created the scratch and the blend.
Back, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that
How
one.
he learned, like he had to learn the lines,
Put
the-
tape. He would put tape.
put tape.
Mhm.
So when you work with new DJs and you're trying to rock the show with an inexperienced DJ and y'all seeing it, how's that communication work? Like have you ever been where you just knocked heads?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you definitely knock heads
Yeah.
sometimes because it's like they don't see it. Like
Mm.
you know, like
Yeah.
you're off. You're just off. Your
Mhm.
music, your selection is off.
Yeah.
And sometimes what it is, most of those DJs that are like that, like you said, they already have a set, so they don't know how to get out of that set,
Routine.
Yep.
that routine that
Yeah.
they just did in their basement. No,
Yeah.
there's a different crowd.
Yeah.
So if you can't read the crowd, you lost with me already.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're a whack
Yeah.
DJ. That's
Yeah,
it. Like
yeah.
that's just I'm
And if you're
I'm from the
ignorant
cut.
to it too.
Oh yeah, if you're ignorant on top of that,
Yeah.
like I'm trying to tell you, like no, listen,
Yeah.
you gotta. But yeah, but I won't hire them again. That's it. Like just because you go through that sometimes, and I try to give a lot of DJs the chance because maybe they got a different crowd, this and that, you know. So I try to switch it up all the time just to give the people something different.
Yeah.
But if you're not hitting, like I know my crowd, like this is
Yeah.
what they want, this is what they need, this is what's gonna have them dancing, this is what's gonna have them having fun, this is what's gonna have them spending that extra $10 at the bar. There's like
Yeah.
so it everything is
You're creating that vibe.
vibe exactly. It really is the vibe. If you can't create the vibe, and it comes with the music, if you don't have good music playing, if you don't have good, if there's females in your party and they're not dancing, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
You're just doing something wrong. There should be no ladies sitting down, standing up. They should be dancing 24/7 because
Mhm.
girls are gonna dance with each other.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna see dudes dancing with each other.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You're just not. So you need good music. Females get on them, and then that's where it's at. That's the music. Females, guys are
Yeah.
gonna be doing the most spending at the bar. They're gonna be
Yeah.
drinking. They're gonna be doing that.
Yeah.
You know, saying flirting, this and that, whatever the case
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
But everything comes from the music. If you don't have that
Remember, hip hop started with the DJ before the
right,
MC.
exactly,
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? The rules hasn't changed yet.
No, exactly,
no.
and that's why
But
I
the
get
music has.
has
So
right,
that's
right.
you know what I.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
Right.
I know why you
Right.
started, but why are you still doing it? Like
Good
with the
question.
way the music's changed and everything, what has
Yeah.
you still wanting to be in this industry and in that space that you're in
Right.
right now? Because there's so many different spaces.
Right.
Look at us, in the industry.
Well, the thing is because it's still working.
hmm
You know, I still have a crowd that does come out and support and respect and appreciate what I'm doing for them.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like without me out here, there's really nowhere to go.
That's
At least our style of music. I'm the only person out here doing hip hop nights.
Yeah.
Everywhere else you go downtown is all it's all teeny boppers and
yeah.
college kids. So I'm at least giving people the opportunity to come out and it still works. So the fact that I'm still able to play 80s and 90s music,
hmm
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like
That's
it's
the
great.
golden era of the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got some of the you guys younger ones that 25, 26, give and take. They remember that music from their parents.
Yep.
And they used to like it. So, it's like my stepdaughter, she loves old school music.
Mhm.
She don't like nothing new right now.
Yeah.
Like this is all we listen to at home, but she could see she could hear the difference.
Yes.
She was like, and she's 11 years old and she could tell the difference of
Yeah.
music, so but otherwise it's just getting people to just enjoy the night
hmm
at the end of the day. And I still have a crowd until the wheels fall off, until
Yeah.
nobody comes out no more.
Mm.
And that's about it. But otherwise, I still enjoy it. I love being around people.
Yeah.
I love people energy. I just love a lot of just that vibe when it comes to it. Like
Yeah.
seeing people, just the fact that when I'm behind that DJ and I'm seeing people enjoying themselves, dancing,
Yeah.
it's such a beautiful feeling because
Yeah.
you're like, I did this. I
I've
put
been up
I
there
put
on
this.
stage with you.
Yeah,
and
so it just
is
feels
a
good,
vibe,
Like
yeah.
even right now, I did the
Freestyle.
freestyle, and just the energy with that, man. You know, you on the Strand.
Mm.
You know how many stars are on that Strand? Like
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
been there, I worked there, but I never really performed up there. So for me to like name all the groups to come out and
Announce
interact,
them.
yeah,
Move
announce them.
out and want to see that view.
Yeah, that view was crazy. You
Yeah,
see the
yeah,
top,
yeah,
everybody.
yeah,
yeah.
So now I'm in control now.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous at first. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
whoa. Then you know the butterflies got knocked out real quick,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, wait a minute, I got control of this.
Mhm.
So now you know, and that was, but the energy was just dope. It was just people don't know who I was, but it was
Yeah.
just following along.
Yeah.
I could say, yo, put your hands up in the air
They
right now.
do it. Yeah.
They go crazy.
That's
Yeah.
that could feel your ego, bro.
Oh,
you
whole
know?
day. I'm like, oh shit.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let me try it again.
Yeah.
You know, so and so that was a dope feeling.
I
But-
went to the on the run tour a few years ago. My brother was with me, and it was Jay-Z and Beyonce at Gillette Stadium, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And you know,
I was
I'm looking, and I'm just, it's 50,000 people all in one spot, and the control, like they have they have the control of these 50,000
Mhm.
people.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's like to understand how that feels. You
Mhm.
know, like it's not even this Jay-Z and Beyonce obviously is good music, good show. But I was looking at the crowd and there's people way up here and like
Yeah.
it's like, damn, yo,
Yes.
that
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
be fill your ego, like that gotta just
Yeah.
take some
But
especially when
A
they singing,
is
especially when they
much
singing
as it
your
could feel it, it could
the truth.
Oh,
pull
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
definitely.
having the power and the strength to be up there and say,
Yeah.
I'm doing this. I'm
No,
going
yeah.
up here. Like
No, yeah, I you know, y'all know me, man. I stay humble. You know, like I said, man, I love everybody, man.
Yeah.
I want people to come out and have a good time, man.
Yeah.
Don't bring that negative stuff out
Yeah.
to my spot, because that's not what I promote. You know, I
Yeah.
promote good energy, good vibes, and I want to continue keeping it that way. You know,
Mhm.
so for the most part, I have, you know, knock on wood, it's been blessed. You know, I got Thirsty Whale right now going good, and Pub 65 going good right now. So. I want to thank God for that, you know. So, and the owners, man, they let me do my thing. That's another thing. When owners could just let me do. I won't still follow the rules and all that, but just let me do what I gotta do, and we gonna get this working.
Yeah.
And once they could just sit back and just let me do me, it makes everything much easier. So that's about it. Otherwise, it's been great, man. And now, like I said, now I'm doing private parties. I did a couple of weddings already now too. So I'm trying to get into the weddings more. So if anybody out there getting married, you know what I'm saying, you got a good hype man right now. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, a
you
casual
you
entertainment.
definitely gonna party.
All right, we're gonna take one last music break. We're gonna come back with the final thoughts and the collector track quote of the week. You listen to the Wind Down Podcast and WMB1 Radio. If you're listening and if you're watching on Facebook Live, download the WMB1 Radio app and go visit WMB1.com. It's a new website we have. Any information about WMB1 Radio and its events and if you want to buy any merch and all that other good stuff. We'll be right back. I'm gonna play some Heavy D. I like this song from Heavy.
Okay.
It's called Keep It Coming. I just like the vibe
Oh
of it.
yes.
You listen to Heavy D. You listen to the
Mhm.
Wind Down Podcast and WMB1 Radio.
That was a good one.
Yes, we are back. We are back. You listen to the Wind Down Podcast and WMB1 Radio. I am your host, B. Carter, with my co-host J9.
Hey.
Ben's gonna smack me up fine.
I think he's napping. He's napping right now.
And our special
Yeah,
guest,
right.
Joe Carry On. We're gonna hear with the final thoughts.
Hey.
Joe.
What up?
So J9 and I was trying to figure out, what's the last question that we can ask to complete this interview. And Dan, we come up with?
Yo, we were talking about like an artist that he just that's what lyricist artist.
Yeah, what's your favorite artist?
Well, my favorite artist of all time is definitely Tupac.
Yes.
Definitely
Why?
Tupac. I mean, he just there was a lot of nights that he just took me, he got me out of.
Now, what Tupac? See, this to
Right.
me, there's two different.
No,
Pacs.
yeah, of course, of
Okay.
course,
Tupac and
of
Pac
course.
too.
Yeah. He definitely had better music in the second part
Mhm.
than his first part. I think what separated Tupac, his music selection wasn't the greatest
Yeah,
because he didn't care.
yeah,
But
Mm.
his message from Tupacalypse, Thug Life, and Me Against the World, those
Mhm.
three albums,
yeah,
people don't dissect those three albums.
yeah.
And that's the real Tupac right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Now he goes through, what he went through.
All eyes on me.
All Eyes on Me, you could tell the different. Even though that Machiavelli album,
Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
Listen, come
But I think that
with
Machiavelli
me.
was written
Hail Mary.
during that time of Tupac. That you say that's the better Tupac.
right? No, because
no,
no,
Am I wrong?
no,
Okay,
yeah,
I don't know
no,
my history like
no,
that.
yeah, no. He came out firing. He
Okay.
came out
Yeah,
firing.
yeah.
Came out. I didn't care about nobody right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that Machiavelli, he was also letting the people know about the industry, how the game is changing,
Yeah.
and then just politics.
Yep.
I mean, he was just dropping everything on that Machiavelli album. That was, to me, one of the hottest albums
Yep.
put together. And he did it in 7 days, bro.
Listen.
7 days.
Listen. Now, what I feel like, with that album, he felt like I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here.
Exactly. And
So
you felt
I'm gonna
it.
put all my energy into this week, and I'm gonna get this out. I'm gonna say everything. I'm gonna expose everything
Yeah,
that he
pretty
wants
much,
to
yeah.
expose, and whatever happens.
Killumin-
Like that is one of the realest
Illuminati. He was
albums.
like Illuminati.
Yep.
7 Day
Out through
Theory.
your body.
Yep. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, that album was sick. But you could definitely see his transformation from, of course, when they robbed him. I won't even say they tried to kill him. They robbed him.
Yeah.
And then after that, that's where everything just kind of shifted. And then on top of that, he goes to court for a charge that he didn't even do.
Mhm.
So now he's gonna go do. I think he was gonna do 9 years for something he didn't do. He just got shot. Like, come on, man! You don't think who wouldn't be pissed off?
Yeah.
Life's
So
crazy.
he's definitely. We don't know what he's going through. His mind, mental.
Yeah.
Like what he's going through. But and then of course, Suge. He had every right to want to get bailed out.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? He's the only
Absolutely.
person now coming over here to save me.
Yeah.
All right, then it's on and popping right now. So
Yes.
now that's how more people know All Eyes on Me, Tupac,
Yeah.
more than Tupacalypse,
Yeah.
Tupac. And the music definitely got better for him because, like I
Yeah.
said, his music selection wasn't the
Well,
greatest.
that's when he had Dre and he had more.
Right, he had
Yeah.
it was open, and Damon. Not Damon Daz, Daz,
Yeah.
Daz Dillinger, and
Yeah.
all of
Oh,
them.
yeah.
So, but overall, I mean, I'm big. Karis One, Fat Joe, Rakim.
So now your top 5 that are alive. Come on.
My
go.
Let's
my
go.
top
Let's
5.
get it.
Wow.
Dead or
My
alive.
top 5 right now. All right. Well, my top 5, like I said, I gotta definitely put Tupac there. I'm a big Guru. I love Guru. So he's 2. I mean, not in that order, but Guru, Big Pun,
Yeah.
Big Pun, and you know what? I gotta put Big Pun / Fat Joe.
Okay.
Because like just them together, they made it happen, man.
Yeah.
They put the Bronx on, and they put us Boricuas on.
Yeah.
So I gotta put them together, and then like you got Rakim. I gotta put Rakim in there. with another slash of KRS One. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, a lot of slaps.
yeah, you know what I'm
Top five,
saying?
not
Like,
top
shit,
10.
man. Yeah, but that's my 5 then right there.
Two
Tupac,
plus
yeah,
2.5
Tupac,
don't
Guru.
equal 4.
I'm gonna say Big Pun. Who else, man? I mean, there's so many, man. Cause like I like
That's what's the,
Yeah.
that's why
cause
the
I
question is
cause
tough.
I got
Yeah.
cause I even got Heavy D in there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Tough.
Yeah, man. I even got Heavy D in there, man. Like,
You know the worst part when you leave here and get in your car and you're like,
yeah,
oh
because
man.
then then I gotta put Prince Marky D in there because he's really my influence. He's the one that really influenced me to rap because he was the first Puerto Rican that I saw holding the mic.
Mhm.
I'm used to us Puerto Ricans doing graffiti or breakdancing. They
Yeah.
wasn't really grabbing the mic.
Yeah.
So that's why, and you can see it, so, but even though blacks and Puerto Ricans, we all together, you know what I'm saying?
But
But
it's,
yeah,
the-
it's just,
it's a culture.
it's a culture.
nothing. Yeah.
So seeing him, Prince Marky D, like I said, that's what kind of like, all right, this is dope. And then, like I said, then I mean, you had a couple of other Spanish cats, but from the West Coast.
yeah.
But I wasn't that into the West Coast music
Yeah.
as much. My cousin, he was heavy NWA fan. I wasn't even that much of a fan.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I'll listen to that music, but it wasn't
I
like,
think it's all
ooh.
relatable, right? In the area that
Probably.
you're in, whether it's like
Yeah.
NWA was relatable
Yeah, like,
at
yeah,
that
NWA, like,
time,
they
or
definitely
the bigger
made-
fans. Yeah.
They made it happen, but it wasn't like my go-to music.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like the rock hymns. Just like I said, conscious rappers.
Yeah.
Any artist that got just conscious, just speaking from the soul, from the heart, just speaking real. No, not no
Mhm.
bogus. So I like I said, those are the style of MCs, and like Nas, like I'm a big fan of Nas too.
Yeah.
I'm impressed what he's even been able. You think about it, he just dropped maybe 5 albums in
The last
2 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, come on, he's putting in work. He's
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
He's in a
He
good
got depth
space
in all
to
those
build
Yeah,
albums,
it.
he's in a good space right now. So
Yeah.
he was like, you know what? And like I said, I just seen an
He's doing it
interview.
for the love because he don't need
Right,
to do
he
it.
don't need
He's
to
doing
do
it
it.
for love.
That's what he was saying.
And that's probably when you probably get the best music because you're not in pressure of trying to sell albums.
Yep.
You just do
That's
it for
what
the love.
happened with Lethal
Right,
Package. They were
exactly.
looking for that
Just-
track.
Wow,
yeah,
yes.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
Don't
No,
act
for
like
real.
I was just sitting here trying to be cute.
Nah, exactly, man. Nah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, you're right. No, you're right. So it's like,
Yeah.
and he just puts music out. And that's what you want to do. You want to be free. You want to feel like you could just put whatever you want that's going to have good substance
Yeah.
and get it going.
Yeah.
And like now, like I said, it's much easier now. Like I tell any do it, just do it, but find a glitch that works for you.
Yep. Yep.
Find your own glitch because
Yeah.
once you start sounding like my nephew, he's into the rap, but he sounds just like
Yeah,
every other
He
artist.
got to find his own formula.
Yeah, so when I tell him that, he don't listen, but I'm like, all right, cool, and it's cool, but
Yeah.
it's just their wave. That's how it is for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can't copy what's already popular because once you perfect that, then that's not gonna be popular anymore.
Mm.
Right.
So you got to find your niche. You got to create your own culture, your own sound. Back in the day, like even with producers, we know what was Track Masters. We know what was a Dre song.
Right.
We knew you could just by listening. We
Right.
know what it was a Just Blaze.
Yep.
You
Or Premiere.
yeah, you know what was a Premiere just by
Mhm.
listening to the sound because that they found their formula that
Right.
works for them. We're not trying to sound like somebody else.
Right.
We're trying to be us. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
create our own
Yeah.
space in this space.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
like our style of music when we were coming up, it was more like Terror Squad. It just had that Bronx
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
that just with with a little mix of Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
Like that was our style. And like I said, if we would have just stuck with what we're doing,
Yeah.
I guarantee you one of those songs would have hit
Yeah.
or not. My boy was so nice in production, he might have been able to sell a beat
Yeah.
to somebody.
Yeah.
That's how nice he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kid was nice.
Yeah.
He was talented with making
Yeah, you
music.
could have been a place where he produces it and you help write the song.
Write the song,
You know
whatever.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
exactly.
that might get you on to, being an
Well,
artist in the front man. and
One of
stuff
the
like
song that you probably heard is called "Are You Listening."
that.
Yes, that is
That-
the one. A Lethal Package.
That
I
song
Googled
was,
it. Yep.
it was great for us, but Slip and Slide actually liked that beat, but they didn't want us as artists.
Oh.
But my man didn't want to sell the beat.
Ah, yeah,
He's
yeah,
exactly.
That's our end.
That,
That's our
exactly.
end.
So we didn't know that back
Yeah,
then. You know,
exactly.
we were like, nah,
It's
freak
all
that.
about the
Right.
relationship,
Yeah.
bro.
We looking at, he's like, nah, if they can't be on it, then nobody's gonna be on it. You know, but
Ah,
who's not to say
yeah.
that now
They may come back to
back,
you. Yeah.
who knows?
And
Because
then, yeah.
eventually, like I said, eventually Jaime and Marksman, they were the problem.
Okay.
They were nice. Like I
Yeah.
said, I was already falling back a little
Yeah.
prior,
Yeah.
but them, they just had that chemistry. They just sounded good. So like we were gonna go all in on them.
What I've learned, even doing this podcast and everything,
Yep.
Jay and I, we had a short conversation
Mhm.
just about, as from beginning from when I started to now where we're going.
Right.
I see it as this entity is growing,
Yeah.
and I think about Lethal Package as it's growing. People are going to evolve. We're going to evolve, and we're going to get into. We're not going to be in the same space that we're going to be in.
Right.
Like say 5 years from now.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you're saying that, like you was falling back, and they were the problem, they were the problem as good.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. It could have been a point where see where you're promoting, you could have been the guy that's handled the logistics in the back of it, while they are the front men doing it.
Right.
It could have
Right.
evolved to that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I
And
could have
then
been the
that-
role manager or things of that nature.
Exactly.
You know?
Like,
Yep.
everybody's involved in their own place
Right.
where it creates this product and this entity into an empire.
Right.
Mhm.
It doesn't necessarily got to be. You're not in the spot that you're gonna be in when you start.
Start. Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And I think that you probably didn't understand that back then.
No, yeah, we did. Like I said, we just go. Our thing was just trying to find get signed to a label.
Yes.
That's what we were pushing back. We didn't know about being independent
yeah.
or anything like that, and we did it all ourselves, footwork,
Mhm.
grinded it out. So now, like I said, it would be much easier now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
because now
saying?
you have the information, you understand it. To be humble,
Understand it.
let's get through the door.
You know?
Because I always I love music, but I also try to the different routes to get into the music game and get into the place you want to be.
Yeah.
When you look at someone like a Ryan Leslie,
Mhm.
Ryan Leslie, he looked like a dork.
Right,
Like,
right.
he was making great music,
Good
this
music,
and
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Diamond
And then he
Girl.
got next thing you know, he was writing music for New Edition and all these other people, and then he became an artist. But now because he became an artist, now he became an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where now he's just doing the music for love.
Right,
Saying like someone for Neil. Neil was writing for everybody before it became. They thought he was too ugly to be. A
right,
frontman.
right, 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 right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yep.
So there's different ways of
Yeah.
going into a place where you want to go to.
Right.
You just got to get in the door, get those relationships,
Yep.
and then when the opportunity comes about, it
You know how to
hits.
grab it, yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily like Babyface is another one.
Right,
Babyface was a background guy for the deal.
yeah.
He's writing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The next thing he knows, he's an artist, but now he has his own record label.
Right.
You know what I'm
No, yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And now he's just writing and producing for artists and stuff like that. It's different ways of getting yourself in
In
the
there,
door,
yeah,
but
yeah.
don't stay in one lane. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right, right, right.
Allow yourself to evolve, and you can always come back to
Right,
what
yeah,
you
yeah.
want to do.
Definitely, definitely. I agree.
Yeah.
So it's Joe is fun to have you on here, man.
No,
I
yeah,
hear your
man.
story.
It was definitely great, man. Thank y'all for having me, man. And
So-
and the wine got me nice. You know what I'm saying? Definitely the wine down.
The wine
Definitely
wine
the
down,
wine
baby.
down.
Wind down, yo. You
Woo.
come down, wind down your week, some wine, and
Yeah,
it
man.
gets
Wine
you
and
talking.
wings.
No, yeah, it was
It gets
definitely
you talking. It's more of a classier drink champs, more or less.
Right, no,
'Cause
I
they
like-
go in. They do shots and stuff like
no,
that.
yeah,
but,
nah. But
You know,
I don't want no shots right now. No shots.
because we might get you to say some ill
Do
shit.
you want
No.
any water? Do you want some water?
So
Yeah.
before we go to the country, we do a quote, a collector chat quote of the week at the end of the show. But I want you to select, the final song. Pick an artist. I put Machiavelli because that was your thing. But if is there an artist or a song you want to represent the Boricua?
No.
Give me something.
To close out right now.
Yeah.
To close out. Oof.
While you're thinking, though, I just want to thank you for coming on. I learned a lot about you and your story because I've known you for years,
Right.
and definitely personal and all that. But I learned so much, like your history. Thank you for sharing all that
All right, damn.
and
Thank you.
coming on. It takes a lot. People are like, oh, it takes a lot to
Right.
sit here and be in a space where people can ask you questions and you're answering on the fly and you're live. So
Right. No, yeah.
thank you for
And,
what you do. And
and like
yeah.
it make this week will make 25 years I've been living out here. So
Wow.
New Bedford's definitely been showing me a lot of love,
Secret
and
City.
yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna keep doing what I do and
Mhm.
keep supporting. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
I'm actually having a 25-year anniversary this Friday at Pub 65 with DJ Pete Down and DJ Half Pint.
Oh,
So it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be lovely. And yeah, make it out if you can. And we're gonna let's close it out with Heavy D.
okay, Heavy D.
Ooh,
All right,
okay.
we'll go Heavy D. What you want?
Uh,
Heavy D and the boys, or you want Heavy D?
No, let's do
There's two different.
I got nothing but love for
Okay,
you, honey.
All right, I got
Uh-huh.
no. Let me do this.
What
Heavy
you
D.
got?
That's my stuff right there.
So
man.
while I'm punching this in,
Yep.
speak on
Collective.
you got what you got going on a regular weekly basis, where and when, and
Mhm.
then speak on any special events you got coming up,
Mhm.
and also give out all your handles and everything like
Yeah.
that.
All right. Well, yeah. This week I'll be at Pub, and then Saturday I'll be at Thirsty Whale. We actually just did a beach party yesterday. It was very successful.
I missed that. I knew you had
Yeah,
that. I
You
missed
at
it.
Patty's.
Thanks for
Patties.
the Rosendale group, Frank and Gary, man. Shout out them. They put a great event
I'm
there.
trying to get Frank and Gary on here.
Oh, that would be lovely.
I'm gonna tell you, so those cats are interesting too. I went with Gary to the Jacksonville Raiders game. We met up there, and man, just hanging out with him and then him talking about where he came from.
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
nah.
These dudes are real
Solid
dudes,
people,
yo.
man.
Solid
Solid
Like,
people.
I
Yeah.
was very impressed by with Gary. He's a great dude. Shout out to Gary.
Yeah. And they humble.
And Frank. Yeah,
They're humble, man. They're very
we had a
humble.
good time,
Yeah, man. They're very humble, and they definitely take their shirt off their back for their people.
they are great dudes.
So,
Great dudes.
but yeah, so we're having another one in August, Saturday, August 26th. So yeah, I mean, look me up if you need some tickets or cabanas, and then and that's it. And I got a couple of private parties. I got a couple of birthday parties. So if anybody wants to throw a party, I'm your guy too. So I just don't do the clubs. I do everything too. Private parties, whatever you want. So. And yeah, man, let's New B, man. Let's New B's everything, man. Like I
Yeah.
said, it's my second home. The BX forever will be my heart. But New Bedford has shown me nothing but love and respect. And we're going to just keep that vibe, keep that good energy going. So everybody enjoy the rest of the night, whatever you're doing. If you're at the feast, save me a glass of wine because I'm coming through.
I'll
Let's
lick it
go.
up already with the wind down.
Let's get it, baby.
J9, any final
Yes.
thoughts before I get into this?
Oh, I'm just good. Excited for the collective chat quote of the day. I just really quick, happy birthday to Paul Rigo. Shout out to Lisa Rigo. They're watching, and that's who I was on the boat with all day.
Oh,
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
Shakara.
Happy
yes.
birthday.
Much
There you
love.
go, there you
Benji.
go.
Yes.
Many blessings.
Yes. All right. So what we're gonna I can't even talk. The collective chat quote of the week is a simple one. May anything that is bothering you be cleared, healed, solved, and released. May anything that is bothering you be cleared, healed, solved, and released. That's a collective chat quote of the week. Go follow Kendall Smiley on the collective chat on Instagram. And like he said, Joe Carrion said New Bedford only was nothing but love, gave it nothing but love. And we have to play Nothing But Love by Heavy D and the Boys.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Listen to the Wind Down Podcast and WMB1 Radio. And wait. I wanna
Mhm.
also announce number one, the show is definitely brought to you by Manolani Saray,
Yeah.
bringing your spa experience home. I'm trying to get the exact hold on right now. I should have had this ready. I'm so unorganized already.
No, you actually you're doing good.
I'm doing
We're
good?
just flowing,
Yeah.
So things happen when
All
we
right.
flow like this.
Yeah, shouts out to everybody that tuned in, man. My man LG, Mark, I see you.
Yes.
Lucky, what up?
Yeah.
Yes. Download the WMB1 Radio app and go visit the WMB1 site, WMB1.com. Hey, and go on WMB1.com or reach out to any of us on our pages because we're throwing a party.
There you go.
Mary
Mhm.
Gisman, on the 11th, August 2020, August 11th, 2023, 7 p.m. at the New Bedford Hotel.
Yeah,
She
that's
is
nice.
a beast.
Yeah.
She look her up.
Yeah.
She
So,
is-
That's a beautiful venue in there too, man.
Yeah,
It's
it
definitely
is.
nice.
It is.
It's definitely beautiful.
Um,
I know you got visions of that building.
Oh yeah, man.
No, because of space. It's
Yeah,
it's
gorgeous
nice.
what you can do with
It's a
it.
nice
Yes.
space. I want to do a brunch there, man. I think a brunch would work. I think a day brunch, but I digress. I'm not the promoter or anything like that. But
I'm on the marketing
well,
team.
we
You
just-
can tell
yeah, I'm
me
not in the part of the
about.
marketing team.
Just-
That's a marketing team.
But hey,
stay
and
in
our
my lane.
marketing team is
Yeah.
killing it. Yeah,
Yes,
Steve
they are.
is. I love working with Steve.
Steve is a hard worker. Steve's on it.
Yo,
Steve's
Mhm.
on it.
Yeah.
So WMB1 Radio is trying to be like Joe Carrion in these shows too.
No, man,
trying to
nah,
give-
y'all doing good, man. Y'all doing good. I'm
Doing
watching y'all,
great,
man.
yeah.
So
Alright.
yeah, nah.
Yo, maybe we can
Thank
work
you.
together, do something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we got this building. get
Yeah,
this-
well,
work
what y'all doing?
together.
What y'all doing is right up my alley. So it's perfect, And like I said, it's a great venue. And that's important, man. Grabbing good, nice spots, good
Yeah.
venues, man. It just
Yeah.
makes people more comfortable, and it's an older crowd too,
Yeah.
man. We don't
Yes.
come on, man. Shit.
Grown and sexy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
grown
yeah,
and
yeah,
sexy
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
man.
Grown and sexy.
We got to actually show the younger generation how
How to
we
do it.
really do it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah.
that's why when they do come to my event, they like, yo,
Yeah.
your thing is popping.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Because they don't feel too young but not too old.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
All right, so
But-
we're gonna end it with "Nothing But Love" by Heavy D and the Boys. I want to thank Joe Carrion, our special guest of this week. I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate
Always.
my co-host J9.
I
Help
appreciate
me
you.
with all the show this week.
Yes.
You're listening to Wind Down Podcast on WNB1 Radio. Thanks for listening.
Yes. Deuces.
Ooh.